Great. Let's try to reset that. There we go. What's up, everybody? How's the morning going so far? Well, afternoon at this point. I'm doing pretty good. She-Hulk twerking is something I didn't know I needed. One of the best and most surprising credit scenes, in my opinion. Yeah, I was definitely shocked by that. In a good way, but also completely confused by the fact that it even happened. But yeah, I'm not gonna act like I didn't get a kick out of it. This week is going to be crazy with House of the Dragon Episode 3, She-Hulk 4, Rings of Power 3, Cobra Kai Season 5, Pinocchio, Thor 4, which I haven't seen yet, and D23. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty hectic week, that is for sure. Yeah, man, I cannot wait for Cobra Kai Season 5 and to share some of that with you guys. I've started watching another Korean drama called Crash Landing on You. It's a Korean romance drama. I don't know why, but I started it, find it interesting in watching Korean shows on Netflix. No, I don't. I mean, go for it. I mean, they're good. So far, I mean, all the stuff I've seen, which isn't much, has always been really good. So I don't think it's surprising or anything like that. Go for it. And what is it today? It is whiskey today. Good, the bad, the whiskey. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. After watching 2 episodes of House of the Dragon, Daemon Targaryen is my favorite character. You just don't know what you're going to get, and that is part of the mystery and why I like his character. I have to agree. Right now, Daemon is probably my favorite character in the show at the moment. Let's see. Whoever the murderer is, they are a speedster. I mean, I have Cindy be at the scene with the gambler's gun in her hands and being surprised when we see her, plus the gambler walked outside. His trailer last episode, and there was only a gust of wind. Well, there was also that howl. There wasn't just a gust of wind, there was like a roar. And I don't think a speedster would have torn apart his trailer. I think Cindy just found him and was holding the gun, and they just walked up at the wrong moment. I don't think she was being purposefully framed. That's my guess. But yeah, there was a roar in that scene. Let's see. I wonder who is the boss of the Wrecking Crew. I am intrigued. I posited my thoughts in the breakdown for New Rockstars. You know, there's a whole lot of names in the hat right now, so I'm not really doubling down on anyone on that list just yet. I think it's too soon. The boss for the Wrecking Crew is probably the leader. And that would be an interesting way to tie it back in, again, with Emil Blonsky being a core part of this storyline. That would be a cool way to bring it back around. I believe that for the next episode of House of Dragon, we will get a 3-year time jump. We're getting a time jump every episode, I believe, up until this point. We had a 6-month time jump after the last one, and yeah, I think I do remember hearing that we're going to get a bigger one this time. I know eventually, like, a lot of the younger actors, Rhaenyra specifically, is going to be played by an older actress later in the show, but I don't know how soon we're going to get to that. What's up, Symbiote? I'm not watching the show, just curious, what would you rate episode 1 of The Rings of Power out of 10 and episode 2? Episode 1, I would give like a 7.5, and episode 2, I'd give like an 8. An 8, maybe 10. Maybe 10, no, 8, maybe 9. I really, really liked episode 2. Chak Holman, who played Tobias Whale in season 5 of Arrow, is reportedly cast as the main villain of Superman and Lois season 3. What? Oh, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, that's not the same name. Because Tobias Whale was played by Marvin Jones. who goes by Crondon. I was like, that doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, that's not Tobias, man. That's a whole new guy to the Arrowverse. Chad Coleman, though. I saw the name pop up as a lot of people were talking about it, but I don't know. I recognize him, but I can't place it. Oh man, he's got one of those faces. Is it The Walking Dead? Yes, he was Tyrese in The Walking Dead. That's where I know him from. Now he played Tobias Church in Arrow, but he did not play Tobias Whale. And let's see. We must protect Pug at all costs. I love Josh Segarra in She-Hulk. He was one of the best villains in Arrow. I agree on both counts, for sure. Let's see. The salutations from C8, where it is hot as Hades. I hope you can stay cool and chill as you make it through. Not that there's really that much of a chill point over that direction. Have I watched any Spike Lee joints before Omni? If so, curious on your thoughts on his style. I don't think I have. I don't think I have. No, I know. I like. Hold on. I need to clarify what you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a single Spike Lee film, but I don't know what you mean by joints. I don't know. I don't see anything like that on his credits, but anyway. Let's see. Blue lights look like lightsabers. It's kind of the point. Wine or whiskey this time? We are on whiskey again. What's up, Adit? I'm doing all right. How about you, man? Hulk credits seem to be more like sitcom stingers. I mean, that's the point. The show is meant to be a comedy lawyer sitcom. So that's kind of the theme. I have no problem with race changes of the Wrecking Crew, but I feel like their origin of powers and costumes seem bad. I mean, I don't care either way, to be honest. It's not a group of characters I'm all that committed to at all. Yeah, I appreciate them leading into the sitcom genre by doing that. Me too. Me too. What's up, Stixie? What MCU shows or films next year are you looking forward to the most? What is on the roadmap last year or next year? Ant-Man Quantumania as far as films go. Show-wise, Echo? Is that next year? I don't remember what shows actually come out next year. Let's see. Josh Segarra character so far is the only competent character in She-Hulk. Not Marvel specifically. More Arrowverse actors need to be in popular stuff. Thoughts? I mean, sure. I'm totally down for more Arrowverse actors popping up across the board, but I mean, he's been on all kinds of stuff. He was more of like a special guest more than anything for the extent of that season, so. But I don't agree with him being the only competent character in She-Hulk by any stretch of the imagination. But he is a great character. The gun was shiny. Of course Cindy would pick it up. I remember the first time here I dropped my hot dog behind my seat and was watching Black Widow in the theater. It was pretty sad. I nearly walked out of the theater and it was during the show. It was during the scene with the snow. Let's see. All we, the viewers, need is a post-credit scene in a bar, shot like a Western duel with a closed fist and the claws come out. The X-Men, the animated series, Sting plays. I have good news and bad news. Good news is my important exam is passed it very well, and my parents bought me a new smartphone, which I'm using right now. Bad news, Zaslav is still in charge of DC. That's a terrible combo right there, but I'm glad you got a new phone, man. That's great. Sadly, D23 is on my aunt's wedding, so hoping I can wait for the announcements live. But honestly, I'm probably going to have to completely wait until after. Yeah, I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to cover it live, but I'm going to try to keep up with, like I did with the last roundabout, just keep up with all the major announcements. If you can only watch the rest of House of the Dragon or Rings of Power, which do you pick? I'd pick House of the Dragon. I'd pick Rings of Power. I just like that world more, and I can read House of the Dragon if I wanted to. I've got it on my shelf. Shang-Chi versus Daredevil. I don't know. Maybe Shang-Chi? I think the war was supposed to be a red herring and us to believe it's Grundy. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's Grundy either, even though that was a big part of it. Maybe it was the Shade, because there was a whole point that the Shade was trying to help Rick resurrect Grundy. So what if he did, and then he just refuses to believe that the gambler can reform and try to axe him off. I don't know. I have no idea. I've got really no thoughts at all right now. Shang-Chi would wreck Daredevil, dude. I don't know about wreck Daredevil, but first week of school and I already want to stop. That's usually how it goes. The first season of House of the Dragon takes place over 30 years total. See, that's kind of what I thought. I would watch House of the Dragon over Rings of Power any day. I'm probably never going to watch Rings of Power in my life. Well, okay. Sounds good, man. Let's see. What's up, Ragu? Planning to do it live for D23. I mean, you know, maybe, might as well. I mean, it is on our live day anyway? I don't know. Maybe. Sorry, not Tobias Whale. He did play a character named Tobias. Can you look up Chad Coleman Arrowverse? Yeah, it's Tobias Church, which I do remember now. Tobias Whale is more iconic because of Black Lightning. I got confused with the second name. Why not announce that fandom isn't happening last month instead of this month? It's a literal week before D23 where Marvel is expected to announce more projects. I mean, last month was already a sad one. I mean, I don't think it really matters when for them right now. The Amazing Spider-Man versus Tom Spider-Man. Like in a straight up fight, I would probably go with Tom, to be honest. Hulk has it rough out of every MCU character. I will stand by it. I mean, yeah. Black Adam versus Homelander. Black Adam would destroy Homelander. Let's see. DC fandom getting canceled makes sense. I know Zaslav seems like he doesn't care about DC fans, but all of his decisions so far prove to me he cares about DC a lot. I don't think he cares about DC. He cares about the brand and making money about it. Would have promoted Black Adam Shazam to the third year in a row and get repetitive. I think Zaslav wants to make a big presence next year like Feige at Comic-Con. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. X-Men 97, Secret Invasion, others come out next year. Okay, then Secret Invasion is definitely, as far as Marvel shows go, really high on my list. Black Panther is going to be this year. I know a lot of theaters are really looking forward to it, hoping that it keeps them alive since the sales are down so badly. Oh, for sure. Can't wait to see that, man. The Ant-Man movies always did seem small, but I think Ant-Man 3 will be the huge best one. I'm kind of bank on that myself. Especially considering all the things we've heard about, it seems like it's going to be a much more, like, the darker, a dark tone for the, at least for the Ant-Man side of things. For me, I'm interested in Secret Invasion, which is the first MCU show next year. I'm excited for Spider-Man, X-Men, Echo, Secret Invasion. That's it. Green Pill, Thor. You've done this one. I'd go with Thor, the Green Pill. I feel like that's an easy one. Very surprised Harley Quinn got renewed for season 4. Probably was way too deep in production with the titles already leaked, and it's popular, so Zaslav sees profit in it, I guess. Yeah, they even hired a new showrunner and all kinds of stuff for it. They're doubling down on it. What if 2 Secret Invasion, Echo, Loki 2, Ironheart, and maybe Agatha Covenant of Chaos are all next year's shows? Okay, out of all of those, Loki 2 and Secret Invasion, but I thought those were all of those were all of Phase 5, which consists of 2023 and 2024. So I'm pretty sure Agatha, I'm not sure. I can't remember. You might be right, but I don't know. Red pill or blue pill? Have both, make it purple. Shang-Chi and the Mandarin without the rings. I'm not going to do these versus things. Like, there's too much to keep up with, and I'm not going to be doing every single one of these. Man, for me, the good news this week is Stargirl with a really good premiere. House of the Dragon, Rings of Power. As with my free time, I'm reading a lot of Tolkien. Yeah, I haven't had time to sit down and read the books that I had gotten, but I've been watching and binging so many videos about Middle Earth and all kinds of stuff. A lot of stuff that's I've had recommended for this period, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been a nice little refresher. Wonder Twins, I just said I'm not going to do these, but Billy and Tommy would destroy the Wonder Twins. Wait, are we talking? Yes. Is it okay to admit I'm only watching She-Hulk for the cameos and potential ramifications for the MCU's future? I feel like that's what a lot of people watch any of these shows for, admittedly. I mean, I didn't watch Hawkeye for Hawkeye, really. I didn't watch I watched Moon Knight for Moon Knight. But, like, a lot of the shows, I'm not really watching for the characters, because I honestly, until the shows, I mean, they've been all right at best for me, most part, aside from Wanda. You know, WandaVision was the one I was hyped for the most out of the gate. Like, Loki, I wasn't interested in whatsoever until the show actually came out. But, I mean, the shows are just there to, like, see what changes happen to the universe and all that. But, I mean, that's fine. I'm watching She-Hulk for the comedy, for She-Hulk, and the cameos are just a nice little thing on top. Loving it so far. Most of what is coming out of DC is about Zaslav and the drama behind the scenes. I'm scouring the net for spoilers for Superman and Lois. Why can't they make my life easier? Haven't been on YouTube, so this is my first time seeing your setup, and it's cool. Well, welcome back, man. Welcome back. I'm glad you enjoy it. Let's see. Why is something that applies to pretty much 100% of W's actions currently? That is a good thing, too, especially with all the community or the copyright strikes that they've been hitting all these reaction channels with for some really, really old videos, like 3-4-year-old videos and stuff that they're getting strikes from WB right now. So glad Harley is coming back. This week's episode was amazing. The doctor-patient confidentiality moment was so sweet. It was honestly one of my favorite, like, Batman stories that I've seen since the Batman the Animated Series. Like, no lie. Otto Hightower is acting like such a lizard. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I will comment on this one. Daredevil would whoop the unholy crap out of Batwoman. Imagine if Mark Guggenheim knew Mia Queen's show would get canceled. He would scrap the future stuff from the final season. Oh, for sure. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but what can you do, man? Let's see. Why are people so sensitive? I blocked someone in the chat after going after me because I praised Zaslav. That's fine. Do what you need to do, man. I don't know. I'm not wholly sold. Like, I get where you're coming from, and I've mentioned that before, but it's not looking good. Like, regardless of what's going on, he's burning a lot of bridges, and unfortunately, that's factual at the moment. Hell, they just lost. They're losing Legendary as a backer. There's lots of people leaving, and man, their stocks took a hit. See the D23 poster, Amazing Spider-Man announcement. I saw the poster, but I couldn't discern which Spider-Man that was. All I cared about was there was a Keyblade on that poster. Zaslav doesn't care about DC in any way more than any corporate stooge would. I think that's fair. Oh my god. Welcome, Sheena. Not that late. Not that late. Honestly, I would say that Hamada has done. I mean, I think he knows where the money is. Zaslav genuinely caring about DC just based on putting the Trinity in like a boardroom presentation. Just knows that he knows the brand. That doesn't mean he doesn't care. That's where the money's at. That's all. Those are the most recognizable faces. Those are where you get your money. He doesn't care about those characters. I have not gotten that impact from him whatsoever. He just knows where the money's going to come from. So I don't know. That's a lot of inferring to come from that, I think. Panel for D23 on Saturday starts at 10 a.m. It's 2 hours long, but for the 2 hours is for Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, and 20th Century Studios in total. Is it 10 a.m. Eastern, Pacific? Let's see. Thank God I haven't missed any rants. No rants yet. No rants yet. I'm not reading every comment. There's some that I just don't feel like addressing today, so. Okay. Is X-Men 97 coming out next year? Damn, man. It's so packed. Announcements for D23 are going to be amazing, and I'm here for it. Hopefully we get the cast for the Fantastic Four. And I'll be real. For D23, I'm more interested in... Me personally, I'm more interested in what they announced for Star Wars, and if there is anything at all Kingdom Hearts related. It's on the poster. They added for the first time a games section where they're going to be talking about game announcements within their division. That's what I'm waiting for, but I know I'm like the odd man out in that way. Really glad you enjoyed the Rings of Power. I know you're really excited for the series. Thanks, man. I'm glad too. Like, it easily could have been just hollow, and I haven't felt that from watching it. I've been really, really enjoying it. And surprisingly enough, in episode 2, I found myself invested in some characters I honestly really didn't think I was going to. What if the 2 Spider-Man were about to die when the MCU pulled them in? This keeps running through my mind, and I just worry if they died. That'd be interesting. I mean, who knows? Can we discuss Stargirl Season 3 spoilers? Yeah, sure. I mean, when it comes to shows, as long as it's not like one that came out yesterday, I usually talk about them anyway, especially like the CW shows. I've never had like a spoiler ban on CW shows here. I usually only can worry about spoilers when it comes to like Marvel stuff or like the big shows or movies that just came out yesterday or something like that. When is season 2 of Invincible coming out? No idea, because it still hasn't entered production. They still have not even started production on Invincible season 2 yet. I don't know how I feel about most of the Marvel shows. The characters are great. I just can't sit with some of them. Fair enough. Daredevil Born Again, I guess, is the only Marvel show so far I'm excited for. I'm just watching for my boy Daredevil and his story alone. I don't care about MCU stuff or cameos when it comes to DD. Fair. Watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier for Sam and Bucky. They're my 2 favorites in the MCU characters. I want to wrap them in a bubble, wrap them in bubble wrap and put them somewhere safe. No, I definitely feel you there. I got you. I can relate to that one. Like, what I'll say is, like, a lot of the people they announced shows for initially, I was just like, I'll watch it, but I'm not like, I don't need it, you know? And that's kind of where I've been coming from, which is one of the reasons why I've been just pleasantly surprised and enjoyed pretty much all of them up until this point. Forgot Daredevil Born Again was a thing. Imagine if Warner Brothers just straight up canceled a future DC movie like Batman 2 or Aquaman 2. I mean, Batman 2 seems like the safest out of all of them. Especially after they just doubled down on a contract with Matt Reeves. Pretty much giving him carte blanche to do whatever he wants. If D23 Punisher TV show announcement is true, then yeah, add that to the list. Maybe Nova. Dude, if they announce a Punisher TV show, sign me up. As long as it's better than season 2 of The Punisher, hell yeah. And that it's still John Bernthal. Left my reaction to the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, man. Wild. Otto Hightower, a lizard? I get it. Good one. I see what you did there. Oh, I didn't even get it. Duh. That's Reese Ifans. Shit. I thought you just meant because he's being like a soulless little calculated little lizard boy. I forgot. It went way over my head that you were making a reference to Amazing Spider-Man. Zaslav is the worst thing to happen to Warner Brothers and everything connected to DC, the CW, and HBO Max. I think it's too early to go that far, especially if you're a CW or Arrowverse fan. I think, yeah, he's our worst enemy. Like, I don't think any of this would be happening. I don't think we would have lost the Arrowverse if Zaslav hadn't come in. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely willing to give them the benefit of the doubt right now, but the way they're treating creators, the way they're treating their creatives, the way they're treating, I don't know, the whole spiel, it's just, it's unsettling me more and more almost every week. You think Eddie Brock will be introduced in the MCU again and Venom goo? Maybe. It's definitely possible. Yep. You and Kingdom Hearts is truly an OTP. What is OTP? One-time password? One true pairing. Okay. I found it. And yes, man, dude, I can't wait. Dude, the finale for Dark Road came out this week, and I'm still putting it together. There's so much information to take in. I'm so confused. I've been diving back through Remind again, trying to see where there might be setting certain things up, and it's just insane. We got Kingdom Hearts Missing Link that could be coming out as an announcement. We got more Kingdom Hearts 4 stuff that could be coming out. The rumored anime, which I'm still doubting will ever actually happen, but my God, I need it. Are all the animals in Winnie dead? One thing I learned after the fact of the trailer is that some of the characters, the rights have not become public domain yet. Like Tigger, Rabbit, some of those characters who were created after Winnie the Pooh, they're not public domain yet, so they can't be used. So I think like Winnie, Piglet, and Eeyore are probably the only ones that are actually going to be referenced in the movie. Forgot to say something. Shang-Chi is also on the D23 poster. Can't remember where. I do remember seeing him there. Omni, you missed the joke. I said, yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, I did miss the joke. I'm not... Dude, like, somebody made a great comment on the videos. Like, dude, sometimes you are so frustrating to watch because, like, you notice all these subtextual things. You notice all these high-level detail things that, like, most people won't even think about. But there's things, like, that are just right in your face that you just... you don't see. And I'm just like, it's so true. Like, it was, like, in reference to Umbrella Academy and the last episode that I put up. I was like, wow, I didn't even consider the thing that they were talking about because I just didn't see it. And I guess, yeah, looking back on it, it has been right there in my face the entire time. But I'll go rabbit hole it so deep, like I'm predicting the episodes like far like ahead of themselves. But then like the most basic surface level thing is like right there staring me at the face, and I'm just like, haha, cool. Son of a bitch, man. We can only hope that what Zaslav is doing is worth it. Yeah, that's all we can do is cross our fingers right now. As long as Zaslav gives me Matt Reeves' Batverse, I'm cool with whatever else he does. I know a lot of Batverse fans feel the same way. I mean, I don't want to sacrifice all of it for just that. Because I don't care about the Batman that much to sacrifice the potentiality of what could have been. Because I don't want every DC thing to be like Matt Reeves' universe. I think it stands apart on its own well enough, but I don't know. We'll see. DC, for once, I trust DC Super Pets was good. Shazam 2 looks okay. Aquaman 2 looks okay. I mean, Aquaman 2, we haven't really seen anything for it except behind the scenes stuff. Shazam 2, the trailer, I thought looked really good. DC Super Pets was a pleasant surprise. I wonder how hard it is to be Kevin Feige with all these movies and shows. I gotta imagine the man is perennially stressed out. Plus, he is being a sneaky little finger. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And that's what I thought you meant, like when you called him a lizard. Have I played Mario Kart? Which one? I've played a very minuscule amount of 8, but Mario Kart 64, I played way too much, to be honest. 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, good. That gives me a little bit of leeway. So maybe we'll stream 1 p.m. next week and just kind of play it by ear. Well, the CW was Nexstar, my bad, but it all feels connected. It's a mix. I mean, even if Nexstar bought it out, they were still going to be developing some of their major shows. A lot of it still came, the decision still came from the Warner Brothers side of things to cut the cord. You don't feel like addressing all the comments, huh? That's okay. I'll just make my own stream on a stream. I mean, I wasn't really talking about you, Sean, specifically, but there's some comments that I just don't want to address because they're muddy topics. I can't wait if and when they announce Deadpool 3, potential Hugh Jackman variant coming to the MCU along with Deadpool. I think that'd be the one way we might get one. Ryan Reynolds might be one of the few people that might be able to get Hugh Jackman in, at least for a cameo or something like that. I'm hoping for a full trailer for Black Panther D23, possibly a cast announcement for F4. That's one of the things that I'd really be interested in if they just gave us like a cast announcement for Fantastic Four. Starman suspicious? Starman very suspicious. Yeah, there's a lot of people on that poster. Who would be your pick for Ben Grimm's and Johnny Storm? Honestly, I don't know. I can't think of any. Like Dean Norris, I think would be a really good one, but he is also I don't know if they want like a younger cast for these or if they're like going to be like old hat, like they've been around for a while. I don't know. But like Johnny Storm, who would be a good fit? I mean, I really like Chris Evans. I think that was a pretty spot on casting, but we can't necessarily use him unless there are variants. But who'd be good now? Zac Efron. I'll just go with that for right now. It's not the best pick, but it's the one that came to mind. Thank you for the super chat, Shay. How many Funko Pops you got there? I think I have, if I remember right, somewhere between like 30 or 40. I could be way off on that, actually. 5. I'm awful. 30, 30, 30. Oh, shit. That's way more than I thought. Okay, well, yeah, I got 90. I got it. I figured it out. Yes, there's 5 per row. I did the math. Leave me alone. My brain hasn't been on that long today. To be fair, it's technically 58. No, shit. What the hell is wrong with me? 88. Because 89. Because one row is taken up by one, or like 2 slots are taken up by a singular pop. Because I do have this big guy. So he takes up 2 spots. So it's actually no, with that it is 90 because there's one that I actually don't have up here that just didn't make the cut. It's in the closet. I don't even it's a Star Wars one, but it's just really, I don't know, I can't even remember who it is. It's like one of those like random alien pops that like I got with that Star Wars box a while back. And another super chat, Margaret. Thank you so much. Oops. Return is really sinned. So even though is a horrible person, I will still watch. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I will still watch Aquaman 2. Her role wouldn't be cut if it hurts the film, but she should be blacklisted for at least 6 years. I mean, yeah. At minimum. Something along those lines. Like, I'll still watch the movie whether she's in it or not, but because I really want to support the story, I really want to. Is it that orc piggy alien? Yes, whoever the fuck that is. No. I mean, it's not the Gamorrean Guard. The Gamorrean Guard made the cut purely because of Boba Fett. But it is like an orcish, kind of like alien. I can't remember who it is. But yeah, thank you for that. But yeah. Where are we? Where did I leave off? Here we are. Nope. Son of a bitch. Where did I leave off? Here we are. If we can get Defenders back, what projects would you want them to be reintroduced to, similar to how Matt was in No Way Home? I think Jessica Jones would be great to be reintroduced into She-Hulk, but I doubt we're going to get that. So maybe in Daredevil Born Again or Echo, which is the rumor is that Jessica Jones might show up in Echo. But any of our ground level shows would be, I think, the best places. Because Jessica as a PI makes the most sense to tie her in with like something like She-Hulk or something like Matt Murdock related. But Iron Fist, I don't know, man. I'd totally be okay. He's the only one I'd be totally okay with them not referencing. But man, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's really tough because like everything's kind of all over the place right now. I'm not sure where I would make the most sense. Let's see. I personally don't care about Fantastic Four casting getting announced. I'm interested in officially announcing Tom Holland Spider-Man 4 and surprises. I don't know if they can announce that, to be fair. I don't think they can announce Spider-Man stuff that's not animated, but I could be wrong. A recent leak from Warner Brothers Discovery revealed that HBO Max is for diverse people. Discovery is for white people. I have to praise them. They got an upgrade for being sexist to racist. I feel like that would be all over the place. Where did that come from? Yeah. Kazi, you need to get on a new topic. You have been diehard talking about this the entire time, and I'm not going to address it anymore. Do you think that with the ongoing multi-state natural disasters, fires, floods, it's better to film in studio or multiple locations as to not have your location in a hazard zone? I gotta agree with that. I know it's still something that's being developed and perfected, but the volume is great technology. I know it's got a specific feel and look to it that does kind of like break the illusion a little bit at times, but use that. I think that's fine. I think you can definitely get away with studio filming a lot more than you could have before. Kaylee Kuko is a big name for Warner, and she produced The Flight Attendant for HBO, which gets award nominations. I'd say Harley is safe because of that. They want to keep her happy. I agree with that. That's a really good point of view for that. Can't wait to see The Flash and the multiverse. Multiverse. Well, I mean, I can wait. I heard something on the hood, and Ironheart and me and other people genuinely thought that a gang would be in the show, and I started laughing. Okay. Let's see. I want to make another stop-motion series where the heroes have trouble paying rent. Because Spider-Man is always busy. That's the struggle of a non-rich superhero. By the way, Invincible Season 2 is in pre-production, but Season 2 and 3 are 20 episodes opposed to 8, like Season 2. That's why it's taking so long. They're doing Season 3 back-to-back, I believe. Okay, cool. That's good. That's some good news. It'd be cool to see a comic version of the Falcon and Winter Soldier with the pandemic plotline. I thought maybe in a few years. Maybe. That'd be neat. Yeah, I do get why they cut that out, but I feel like we should see it. Because it definitely ended up hindering the season a little bit, I think. Because it was noticeably, there was something missing. Theme would they become? Heroes for Hire. Well, Heroes for Hire is the name of a comic book because Luke Cage is part of them. Really good news. Really good premiere for Stargirl, and I'm actually surprised by Rings of Power. Cuckoo. They announced Iron Fist Disney Plus show, but with a different actor. I'd be okay with that. But I don't think the problems of Iron Fist fall solely on Finn Jones, though. There was a lot of production problems behind that really sabotaged that show. Flash Season 9 and Superman and Lois Season 3 start filming this month. I'm still sad that we're not getting Jordan Elsass back, but I hope he moves on to something that makes him happy, man. That's all I gotta say. I think some people just want Amazing Spider-Man 3 because of No Way Home, and a minority people want it because they like Andrew in the movies. I'm in both categories. I never had a problem with Andrew in the movies. I liked Andrew a lot in the movies. I just didn't really wholly like the movies themselves. One true pairing. One true pairing. It's a shipping thing. Fair enough. Once Zaslav is done, there isn't going to be any DC, but Superman, Batman, and maybe Wonder Woman. I don't think that's true. I think that's just where the building blocks are coming from, which I agree with, but I just don't know how much I agree with what's going on at the moment. Let's see. What's Dark Road? It's the recent update continuation of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Just saw Matt Reeves' The Batman. I like the universe it was in. It was awesome. Reminds me of GTA 3 Liberty City mixed with Gotham, and his Batman was dark and creepy. However, I hate Twilight Man. He's the best part of the movie. People need to move on from Twilight Man. Like, he's done so much since that movie. Every actor's done a shitty movie, man. Come on. Move on. I don't think other studios and creators are comfortable with Zaslav either. I'm pretty sure there was news of some pulling away from working with him. Yeah, one major studio leaving, or at least looking to leave, is Legendary. And that's their Monsterverse. That's a lot of stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. Imagine if a superhero could just have every single superhero. You mean superpower? I'm not sure what you mean there. If there was an Earth Prime / Arrowverse Batman show, would you choose for my options? Which would I choose for my options? Batman live action series, Batman Arkham Prime, Batman Arkham Legacy. Make up your own name. I'd just go with Batman or the Batman or something like that. I don't know. I'm not in the good mindset to make up my own name right now. So Winnie the Pooh is public domain. Does this mean that Disney lost the rights to them and cannot use them anymore? If so, that would be tragic. No, they can still make their version of Winnie the Pooh. They still own their version of Winnie the Pooh, which they never owned the rights to the books that Winnie the Pooh came from. Winnie the Pooh came from the books. So their version is just its own interpretation. It's its own IP. It just, people can do their own do whatever they want with these characters now and just make up stuff. Like Pinocchio. Disney's got a Pinocchio reboot coming out, but also Netflix and Guillermo del Toro have their own Pinocchio movie coming out because it's public domain. They can just do what they want with it. Stargirl was very even clever by referencing the Earth Prime comic, but not in a way that is disjointed. I really love if Stargirl and Flash crossover maybe for the final time. That'd be neat, but I don't think I doubt it's going to happen at this point. But I did like that they referenced that, even though the actual Earth Prime comic barely influenced them at all. They actually didn't really have much of anything to do with it at all. But I did like that because there was a great little bonding moment between Pat and Courtney in that comic, at least. Yeah, that's pretty solid about you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Hud. I know you like the Winnie Pooh slasher flick, but it looks like dudes in cheap masks like Chainsaw. I mean, that's the point. It's made for like pennies on the dollar. I like the idea of it. I don't think it looks awful, but like it looks entertaining. I don't think it looks good. I think it looks fun and weird. But yeah, that's the point. They shot it in 10 days. They made it on super cheap. Like the people that once it went public domain, people just wanted to be the first people on the block to do something weird and zany with these characters. And they did. So I gotta respect the hustle a little bit. Who would I cast as Iron Man in Andrew and Toby's universe? I don't know, man. I don't like casting questions, to be honest. Because there's very few people I'm just like, that person for a lot of roles. Like, I would say, like, a great fit, a great alternate Tony Stark could have been Benedict Cumberbatch, of all people. I think he could have really done a good job with that. But, like, I don't know, just pulling names out of a hat at the moment. So, I don't know, man. What's up, Steve? What's up? Can Aquaman work as a TV show, especially on a CW budget? Would it require Rings of the Power level money? Oh, nothing requires Rings of the Power level money. Rings of the Power has more money than any show has ever put into something. So, like, I don't think you need that for Aquaman. But you need at least, like, a Game of Thrones budget for Aquaman for it to work, I would say. And not look overly cheap. Do you think a superpowered beam could be introduced in the Batman universe like Superman? I think so. It just depends on how they handle it. Sorry if this has been overly discussed already. No, it hasn't been really at all, Margaret. Don't worry. Can Wonder Woman work as a TV show? I would love to have seen Arrowverse Wonder Woman. Oh, it definitely could have. I mean, it did in the past. I feel like it definitely could have worked. Easily. Damn, I was going to wake up at 10 and watch D23. Michael's going to have to wake up early. Yes, I am. If I plan on covering it live, at least. Actually, if I plan on covering it all, I'm going to have to wake up early. But I got a 4-day weekend that weekend, so I'll make it work. Kevin Feige can cry into his money about all of his stress. A lot of people have stressful jobs that don't make nearly as much. That is a good point. That is a very, very good point. Whining and Omni is the third stream I've been on in the 6 hours. I'll be jumping onto another one. Go for it. Should I cancel my stream? I mean, do what? Don't let me make decisions for you, man. Do what you want to do. I'm looking forward to Shazam 2, but it's also out on my birthday next year. It's out a few days after my birthday. Just pray to the gods it stays there. Hell yeah. Hope it's good. Hope it's good, because that'd be a nice little birthday gift. I wish Disney bought the rights to the Spider-Man characters. Me too. Me too, man. I think they should just send Sylvester back to college, community college. There's a murder mystery in Stargirl. Who's a suspect? I really don't have a good like sense of it. Could it be Sylvester? My money is on Sylvester and the Shade. Out of people that we are introduced to currently. I think Mr. Bones or somebody like that has a part to play with it, and I actually think it's probably his daughter pulling the strings. I think his daughter that he's looking for is the one that that is instigating or puppeteering his downfall. Am I the only one who was weirded out when Starman and Pat were apologizing to Courtney for having fun? And when he got the staff first, why is Courtney so entitled? Because everybody here has been afraid about him taking it back and like her having to quit being a member of the JSA or being Stargirl. No, because I mean she doesn't have powers without it, so she can't really be on the team without it. So like, it was kind of. It's like if you, let's say you got you just, what's a good explanation for it? Think like you just adopted a kid, right? And like you grew up, you spent time with this kid, you bonded, you finally gone on this hurdle to becoming like a unit. And then their original parent comes in and tries to kind of start wedging themselves between you. I think that's kind of what the vibe I'm getting out of it. My fan pick for Johnny Storm is Dylan O'Brien. That's not a bad one. I think everyone in Stargirl should just calm down and call an emergency meeting, not just jettison people into space. I was a little frustrated, by the way, with Yolanda's attitude. I get it, but still. I get everything with Yolanda. As frustrating as it is as a viewer, like I get every reaction she has, personally. Imagine a Fantastic Four cameo in Ant-Man and the Wasp, because I had heard they're trying to do a Trapped in the Quantum Realm in the 60s. That's a rumor. So yeah, I've heard that as well, but we'll see. We'll see. What do you make of the rumor of Penn Badgley meeting with Marvel to potentially be Reed Richards? I mean, he's got the look for it. I'd totally be okay with it. I've not seen anything he's been in, but I've heard good things about his performances. Only have 4 Funko Pops: Killer Croc, Finn, Poe, and a tall stormtrooper. Yo, hidden with that $20, Omni. Be morbid rich at the end of the day. If only. I do appreciate it, though. Jesus, how much did that collection cost you? I mean, slowly over the years, you know, accumulating these things. I mean, what? At minimum, they're like $9. So, do the math. Some of these were super rare. Like the Eddie Munson one was $100 by itself. So, it varies. Aquaman 2 definitely has the time to scrap Mara and reshoot her scenes with a new actress. It's worth it. Zaslav, spend the money. You created a closeted Funko? I'm not sure how to take that sentence. So I'm hearing interesting things about the Lord of the Rings of Power. Some people don't like it. Yeah, some people are so yeah. As a DC fan, I just want to skip to 2024 already and enter Zaslav's 10-year plan. I feel you, man. It sucks being in shaky waters and having to wait to see how things play out. But right now, everybody's in a state of reaction, so it is what it is at the moment. I keep thinking of what America said, and the dreams are windows and the lives are multiversal selves. And I keep thinking about Thor's dream he had, where he became Thor, and Thor me came looking for me, and I'll let you know if Thor shows up. Oh, well, we're not in the MCU, though, but I won't destroy your dreams. Who would I cast for Iron Fist? I really don't know. I can't think of... Again, I'm not good at these questions. I'm not sure. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head that would fit, like, age-wise and have, like, a similar vibe or look Evan Peters. Let's do it. Jessica Henwick is she's got her own name. She's not Iron Fist. But she's in Iron Fist. Like, she's also the wielder of the Iron Fist where we left off in the Defenders universe, so we'll see. Wong? Nothing. Just to say, just Wong. She-Hulk plot twist. Matt Murdock and Jennifer Walters battling out their case in court, both making great cases and doing things by the book. And then boom, door slam, and in comes Saul Goodman. I would pay money for Saul Goodman to cameo in the MCU. That would be awesome. I would love that. If we don't get mutants in D23, I just give up. The only thing that would be able to redeem it is if we get at least the Punisher. Let's see. Will Iron Fist and Luke Cage show up in anything because Luke Cage, they mentioned the events of the Avengers? I mean, they did so in Daredevil also. So yeah, for sure. That definitely doesn't limit them from being in there. It's too bad Amazon only has the rights to the Second Age, so they can do Lord of the Rings shows at that time period, but nothing else. I want a spin-off show, The Third Age, or a sequel to Return of the King. Fair enough. If Iron Fist show up with Luke, maybe people wouldn't hate Danny that much. Maybe. We should be filming in space. Haven't seen... Why haven't we gotten a Wong TV show movie? He's in a lot. I want to see him in a full-fledged story. I mean, you could definitely do one. I'd love to see, like, one of his journey of taking on the role of Sorcerer Supreme. I think that could be interesting. That could definitely be a little mini-series. I'm still a little worried about Daredevil appearing in She-Hulk. I'm not. I'm definitely not. I unsubscribed from so many YouTube channels yesterday. It's too much content, man. I could never watch all their videos in a given day. Yeah, I feel you. I'm subscribed to a stupid amount of channels. And I only watch like a handful most of the time. Love your channel. Oh, thank you, Anna. I really appreciate that. Thanks for showing up. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Wonder if Ezra will stay the Flash. I highly doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. Have I watched The Flight Attendant? I have not, but I've heard fantastic things about it. But seriously, Wong basically proved my concept for his show. He technically did pop up in She-Hulk and went, Wong! And then poof, he got out of there. Fair enough. It sucks because if I'm not subscribed to the channel, I don't go look up the channel to watch their new videos. So when I unsubscribe, it's goodbye for real. Have you ever unsubscribed like this? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like once I unsubscribe, I pretty much don't have an intention to go back to your channel more than likely, because I'll hoard channels, like I mentioned, to the end of the days. Like if there's like a possibility, I'll check them out, or if I think that maybe there's going to be a future video they'll post that I might want to check out, I'll probably keep them around. But if I legitimately unsubscribe, I'm probably just done with your shit. I'm a little biased towards Marvel since I kind of grew up with the movies, so I just accept the stuff they give me in the shows and the movies because I know I would like everything they give me anyways. Fair enough. Who's richer, Wakanda, Tony Stark, or Bruce Wayne? I think Wakanda is richer than both. Money-wise. Isn't Blade filming in a few weeks? That's what I've been hearing. People are saying She-Hulk Episode 3 contradicts Shang-Chi. They are wrong. So, in what way? Because it doesn't at all. I like all three of our Spideys. I just personally like Tom the most, even if I grew up with Toby. But the whole Bully Maguire thing also kind of ruined that for me a bit. The spam of that. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I grew up with the 90s animated Spider-Man, but Toby was my first live-action Spider-Man. Like, I remember seeing the trailer for that first movie in the theaters. So, like, I've also seen all those movies in the theaters when they came out. And, yeah, he was my first Spider-Man, but I do prefer Tom when it comes to my Spidey overall. Let's see. I think Bucky and Sam are really the most street level than the rest of the Avengers, which is hilarious because Steve was such a core member. I like it though, saving people rather than fighting evil bosses. Yeah, and even Hawkeye to some extent, I feel like. Patterson himself loathes Twilight. I would escalate that hate to loathe based on the way he talks about it anymore. Josh Segarra is a great actor because it's hard to believe this dude was literally torturing Oliver. I know, right? He's such a sweet, sweet dude. Like, you want to just wrap him up, hug him, be his friend, and then you're just like, over here, he is just a lunatic. And like a master class, like, schemer. Two-faced in every way. Like, oh, he's so good in Arrow, man. I don't know if I'm excited for the Marvels or Ironheart. Might have to see some trailers or some of the footage. I'm excited for the Marvels purely to see Kamala on the big screen. And see her meet her hero. You know, I'm excited for that. Everyone involved with Twilight hated that series. Literally everyone. That is so true. And I've mentioned this before. You know, they don't really do midnight screenings anymore. And the last one I ever went to was for Breaking Dawn Part 2. That is forever the last midnight showing I've seen. Could have every superhero, as in a superpower or sexually, right? I meant superpower, autocorrect. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. If they could have every power, man, they would just be busted. You win this time, Otto. Otto, you bum. Autocorrect always wins. Well, joke's on you. Watching Dragon Ball Superhero, I decided to watch Dragon Ball Episode 1, and it was good and shocking. Have you just not watched Dragon Ball at all? Have you only watched Dragon Ball Z? Have you watched Dragon Ball Super? Or is this like your first soiree into it? Because I'm just trying to discern if you're just saying, like, I went to go see Dragon Ball Superhero for the first time, but I've been a Dragon Ball fan for a long time, but I've just never watched Dragon Ball. Which is a lot of people. A lot of people started with Dragon Ball Z, especially in our generation. But, like, I'm just trying to discern that comment. Asylum and City are in the Arkham tiles stand for a location, and I choose Arkham Prime because the Arrowverse called. Okay, I get you. I was a little bit confused on the naming scheme there. We need a sequel for the Thomas Wayne movie starring Clayface, directed by James Gunn. I want to see said movie. I want to see this movie. I hope that we need to. World War Hulk is the one property I'm praying they can give us in the MCU one day. Me too. Never bet against the house or technology. You bet. I have to agree with that one. There have been too many Pinocchios. The book is not worth that much time and money. I mean, I kind of agree. I'm really interested in Del Toro's, though. I just really love the stop motion of it all. It looks really cool. Is Stargirl like Captain Marvel? Or Captain America? Or maybe Miss Marvel? If I had to compare her to any one of them, I would compare her more to Miss Marvel than anything else on that list. She is like if you combined Ms. Marvel with Captain Marvel. Because she's got all... Like, she takes on the mantle similar to Starman, but she also has all of his powers. So it's not like Kamala or Courtney have... It's not like with Kamala, Courtney has a different power set altogether. She is just the successor to the cosmic staff. So I would... But, like, as a character... Like, I think she fits thematically a little bit more with Ms. Marvel. Even though she wasn't, like, a Starman fan or anything like that growing up. So, I don't know. It's, like, not a one-to-one, really. What do you make of Ben Kingsley's Trevor Slattery coming back from Marvel Studios' Wonder Man Disney Plus show? There's also rumors that Nathan Fillion is the frontrunner for Wonder Man. I would love to see Nathan Fillion in the MCU. But, yeah, I think it makes sense for Trevor to be involved in that. I mean, they're both actors in this universe, so that could be cool. I'm glad that they've kind of redeemed this whole Trevor Slattery mess. Because completely honest. But I mean, as far as like characters go, I'm not like all that interested in Wonder Man. But if it's Nathan Fillion, they'll have my view. They're gonna have my view anyway, but like they would definitely have it. Wonder if Jessica Henwick has any platonic chemistry with Mike Coulter. Still like the idea of her taking up the Iron Fist mantle. I agree with you there too. I would be curious to see that as well. I'm curious to see if we get the Registration Act before or at the same time that we get the introduction of the X-Men. We'll see, man. We'll see. There's definitely, they're setting the stages for it. There's already the precedents for it as well with the Registration Act with Sokovia Accords and all that. So, is Henry Cavill committing to Disney? I mean, that's rumors, nothing hard yet. So we'll see. I wonder if the mouse will absorb all of Warner Brothers. I don't think the government would allow that merger, to be honest, but I mean, might be in better hands. I don't know. But no, I don't know. I don't really want Disney to have it as well because we would get a very neutered DC universe, I think, if that were to happen. We'd get some good stories, don't get me wrong, but I think we'd run into the same pitfalls where it wouldn't be as varied or unique from property to property as we've kind of been seeing it. Does it look, you're tearing me apart, Lisa, levels of awful? I don't know if there's very few things that are that awful, but at least hopefully it'll be as entertaining. It's hard to be as entertaining or more entertaining than The Room, though. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. The government would never let Walt Disney buy Warner Brothers. I would really be shocked if they allowed that to happen. Alex Garfin unfollowing Jordan Elsass made me sad. Hopefully it's a hurt feelings thing. Didn't give him a heads up maybe and not some other drama. Oh, that does make me sad a little bit if that's the case because their chemistry was really good. So I imagine they'd have to have been some kind of close or at least have some kind of like connection to make that work so well off screen. And he's young, man. Alex compared to Jordan. I mean, they're both young, but like Alex is young. So like he might have taken that a little personally to not have been told because nobody was told. He just up and didn't show up for work. There's a whole mental health thing. But we'll see, I guess. If Justice U still happens, do you think he'll be sent on Earth Prime with our Diggle or Superman Lois? I think at this point, it's almost 150% confirmed. If they move forward with Justice U, it's going to be on Superman and Lois's Earth. It's gotta be. Hey, man, what's up, Cam J? Long time, man. How you doing? The only character in Winnie the Pooh that is not public domain is Tigger, as that is a character Disney created themselves for the show. I think I'm right on that. Okay, so that is a kind of a correction to what I had said before. I mean, Tigger was always my favorite character on there, and I feel like I'm probably not alone in that, but at least he gets to survive the slaughter. I don't know. I think Sandman has a pretty steep budget. Some of the CGI and whatnot was pretty up there. The Dreaming itself, primarily. And Hell. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to know the exact numbers for the Sandman. As far as production goes, I think Amazon has spent or will spend up to $1 billion on Rings of Power if they see it through for the 5 seasons that they have planned. With, I think they said like 100 to 150 million devoted to each individual season. The rights themselves was 250 million to even be able to make the show. And then of course there's marketing. Yeah, I think overall, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much the budget for the actual creation of the episodes for Sandman compares. But Sandman's pretty high up there, I would say. It's got to be based on the visuals because they did not skirt at all with it. It was so good. I have learned Spanish. I've taken 2 classes of Spanish and I don't remember shit. I'm really excited about Rings of Power since despite having the same characters, they have to essentially chart towards Isildur fighting Sauron. since the source material is literally unfinished. Pretty much. Pretty much. The budget for Lord of the Rings Ring of Powers is $60 million per episode. Yeah, that's crazy to think, because like Game of Thrones at its height, I think, was only $15 million per episode. Something within that range, which is crazy. Looking forward to seeing the Andor series. Just finished watching your reaction to Kenobi this morning. That was a good show. Lots of cool characters. I agree. You know, it was a much more smooth ride than Boba Fett, but I do think it still had a couple of hiccups here and there. That is for sure. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to Andor, especially with the creatives that they have behind it and the tone and the vibe that it's going for. Can't wait for it. But a Superman show, which mostly focused on action like Man of Steel movie, not drama, like Superman and Lois require Rings of the Power money if it's 15 episodes of Man of Steel. I mean, who would be invested in just nonstop action? You need drama, you need character interactions to make it work. Like, Man of Steel lacks emotion for me. I love it because it shows Superman being Superman, the height of his supermaniness. But I never felt for his character at all in Man of Steel. Even though Man of Steel, for a long time, was still my favorite DCEU film. Because it was the best Dragon Ball Z live action film we ever got. But as the core, I thought it missed so much about what made Superman Superman. But it didn't make me not enjoy it, though. But I don't think it would work for a 15-episode show to continue along in that vein. If the action was like that, though, it could be cool. And would definitely need a higher budget to pull off that level of assault and action. But you definitely need to have the characters. They can't just be cardboard cutouts with just the names that you recognize, which is honestly the criticism I always had for Man of Steel. Is like Lois Lane didn't feel like Lois Lane to me. Clark / Kal-El didn't feel like that character to me. They were just a character, a name, and they could have been replaced with a cardboard cutout in a lot of scenes. But when it just jumped into the sci-fi, jumped into the superheroine of it all, I could care less. I had so much fun with it. How much of D23 is going to be online? I don't know. I really don't know myself personally. I wonder if Henry Cavill actually likes playing Superman. I think he really did before, but I think at this point, he's probably just above it all at the moment and beyond it. Probably put it behind him with everything that's kind of happened. He's actually playing in a role that he truly loves right now. So he's probably way more committed to that than anything else at the moment. Sussy wussy. Is Shade an anti-hero at this point? Pretty much. Pretty much. So let's talk about Superman level characters in the MCU. We got Wonder Man, Sentry, Hyperion, and Captain Marvel. Who is MCU's Supergirl or Superwoman? Honestly, I'd probably put Captain Marvel in that role, even though her power set's kind of different. But I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not that familiar with all Marvel, so I can't say specifically who might fit into that role more. People blame Universal, but I blame Disney with share the profits with Universal like you do with Sony and make a Hulk trilogy. I mean, it's not a fair... there's probably a business reason behind it, but just from an outsider's perspective, I kind of got to agree. I wish Sony would be sensible enough to be willing to sell the rights of Spidey and the Spider-Man characters to Disney / Marvel. Yeah, I mean, regardless, it still makes them a shit ton of money. They'd be losing a lot. They'd make a lot up front, but I think in the long term, with what they plan on doing, they'll probably lose money in the long haul of it all. Or the Big Bang couldn't happen in MCU. I don't think that's real. They wouldn't do that, right? I mean, they could. Secret Wars is happening. Definitely could happen. Shade helped out in Stargirl and Young Justice. Besides, Courtney is kind of in a place where she's afraid that without Cosmo and without being Stargirl, who the hell is she? That is also very true. There's an identity crisis that comes with that, and we saw her struggling with that before, too, when the staff was damaged. There's Lamplighter from The Boys Green Lantern. It's their version of Green Lantern, but very much so very different, is my take. It's Justice, not Justice. I mean, Batman will easily work as a TV show, essentially, with a CW budget, since he is ground street level vigilante, and Arrow showed that could work. WB is just stupid all around. Yeah, Batman TV show definitely could work. They've tried to make Arrow into a pseudo Batman show by putting him in a lot of those roles. So yeah, I think Arrow is a perfect example of how a Batman show could work. I want to be clear. They could technically make a TV show for each member of the Justice League, except Batman. Why except Batman? Other than WB wouldn't allow it. Yeah, it's like if old daddy comes back and spends time with the kids while the new father is left out. You know, you did everything. You took care of them. You were there. And then they're like, hey, just here to like kind of cut you out, is kind of what it feels like. Yolanda is one of the characters I most understand why she feels the way she feels. Me too. Yolanda's my favorite character outside of Pat. Like, if we're talking the team, Yolanda's my favorite character. But if we're talking the entire show, Pat's my favorite character. I love Pat so much. Sunny in Philadelphia, cast as the Fantastic Four. I've seen like half an episode of Sunny in Philadelphia. I've never seen a full episode of it. I want to see Grant Gustin Flash and Doctor Strange team up in a movie. So, like, that'd be a weird pairing, but I'd love to see it. Don't know how that would happen, but yeah. Penn Badgley is great in You on Netflix. That's all I knew he was in, as far as, like, the reputation that comes from him. Penn Badgley is Reed Richards would be Gossip a lot. Yeah. Gossip Girl pun. Never watched Gossip Girl, so I didn't get that either. You have Hot Toys figures in there? I do not. I don't have any Hot Toys figures, unfortunately. Will there be nostalgia for the Arrowverse, or will people look upon it as a failure in 5 years? I don't know. I hope that it's looked upon with nostalgia in the way like Smallville is today. But I feel like the last couple of years and the change in the zeitgeist and the change in social media and public perception may have permanently damaged it to anybody other than the people that just stuck with it through the end. So I don't know. I could see it going either way, really. I think the whole thing with Courtney and the staff also has some issues with the fact that if an emergency happened in the city or home, she wouldn't have what she needs to deal with it. That is also a good case. Omni collects Funko, I collect Lego. Interesting. I actually do agree with Adit on this. I'm not sure I'll take that sentence. That was a good point. And Morbius collects money. I don't know about that. I'm staying in a hotel because of reason and went to the vending machine and there was bullet holes in both of them. I heard banging the night before. Who brings a gun to a hotel? A lot of people, my guy. I would cast Jessica Henwick for Iron Fist. I think somebody actually said that earlier. May have been you. I don't remember. I really hope that Netflix decides to do a season 2 as The Sandman. Love your reactions to the series. There's not a lot of the shows right now that I just so easily fall in love with. Stranger Things, I think, was a regularity, because that was just like, woo! But Sandman, it sucked me in hard. That could be taken very wrong as a sentence, but I mean, I got the entire collection now because of how much I loved that first season. Purely out of fear that Netflix won't continue it. So if they don't continue it, I can read what happens next. But I'm holding out hope that Netflix will continue it onward. I wonder how they could have had to keep the set with a volume, considering all the hardware running all the time. Like, what would it feel like working in a server room? It's got to be boiling hot. I mean, it's got to be. I wouldn't say boiling hot, because then it wouldn't function. It'd have to have a really, really good cooling system Because our server rooms, just in our small offices and stuff like that, they keep those pretty chill. But there's got to be a massive server room for something like that. Kill Iron Fist and make it her. Well, I mean, she's got the fist when the show actually concluded, and Danny is just out in the world using his magic spirit guns. Chris Pratt looked like Iron Fist in the beginning of the shows. I mean, kinda. Did Aquaman movie make $1 billion because of Jason Momoa, or because the movie was good, or because the movie had great water effects? What would you choose as the primary reason? I think it was because it was fun. I think it was a combination of the spectacle, the color, and Jason Momoa, and it was fun. It was, I wouldn't equate it to being a good movie, because it had some awful pacing. I don't think Amber Heard and Jason Momoa have really had good chemistry at all. And the editing was really jarring here and there. But it was so much fun. It was, and beautiful to behold. It was spectacle. It was like I equated it to like a roller coaster ride, I think, in my review for it. And I really enjoyed it on that level. And I think that's one of the reasons. It was like Lord of the Rings, but underwater. That's another comparison I made in my review. It was one of the first movies I ever reviewed on this channel, actually. Don't go look at that video. Quality's terrible. Michael's casting for everything is Zac Efron and Evan Peters. Not everything, but yes, Evan Peters, Zac Efron. Who else do I always name? Hell, Benedict Cumberbatch comes up a lot. It's usually all my man crushes are the ones that I bring up a lot. I heard someone has relations in She-Hulk. Don't quote me on it. I mean, we see her carrying a dude to her bedroom in the trailer, so She-Hulk is gonna smash in this show. Almost undoubtedly. Sussy. If Marvel is smart, they will replace Iron Fist with a different character altogether. That'd be work. That would definitely work. Who's Saul Goodman? A character from Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. If only they did a She-Hulk Daredevil Saul team up. I disagree that D23 needs to do something explosive or it'll be redeemable. To be honest, officially confirming Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars was enough for me. I just need them for Spider-4 amounts. Honestly, I don't need anything huge from D23. We had some major announcements recently. I think anything D23 gives is just going to be nice little cherries on top. I'm not expecting huge bang out news from D23, to be completely frank. And I don't need it either. Because I feel like they went above and beyond at Comic-Con. Creators of Smallville recently revealed that WB originally pushed for Jonathan and Martha Kent to be complete. What? I don't know what that word you censored out is supposed to be. To Clark, and Clark hates them. They hated it and pushed against it. Yeah, that would have been stupid. At that time, Warner Brothers really wanted Superman to fight a giant fucking spider and not be able to fly or have heat vision or super strength. So, not great decisions all around. I must depart. Take it easy, man. So you think that giant man is a blue wizard? I think he is a Maiar. I don't know which one he is. And yes, the wizards were Maiar, disguised as Ishtari, if I remember right. That's the word for it. So, but like, the wizards don't come until the Third Age, from what I've researched. So I don't know. It would definitely be a change if it is one of them. I really don't know. I mean, based on looks alone, my guess has to be Gandalf, or Saruman, just based on appearance alone. But we know that they can control their appearance. At least Sauron can. He's a shapeshifter. So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. Ugh. I also think I subscribe to way too many people sometimes. I miss your vids. I've subscribed to 694 individual channels. I need help. What the hell just happened there? Why did that break? Hello? Well, I broke the chat. Apparently. What the hell? There we go. Fixed it. Because I was trying to pull up another tab and it just freaked out. Well, now I don't even remember what I was going to look up. Oh, yeah. How many channels I'm actually subscribed to. That's what it was. 259, it looks like. Just hit it. Fixes everything. I think if Flash movie makes $1 billion, Ezra will stay. Nope. I don't think Ezra's staying at all. Regardless of money. But movie pitch idea. Do you have an email? Would like your opinion on it, but don't want to put it out here. I mean, my business email or contact thing is on the channel. But yeah. If you got Twitter or something like that, just hit me up. And I'm so behind, apparently. I was doing pretty good. I guess not. About 30 minutes behind now because of that tangent. Wong cameo purpose comes in and the audience shouts Wong and he leaves. I unsubbed from Real Rejects for a bit because of all the spoiler videos on certain Marvel stuff. I'm not gonna lie, and I had to as well. I unsubbed from them, 3C, and heavy spoilers. I can't remember when, but it was around. I forget when it was around. I can't remember what it actually was, but they were just spoiling all kinds of stuff in their thumbnails and in their video titles. And I was just like, what are you doing? Stop! That's a lot of channels. That is a lot of channels. Was the only way I knew to keep from them popping up on my subscription page. Yeah. I had to do the same thing. And it sucks because I don't want them to have my sub, but like, man, I want to also like not get spoiled. Thank you for that super chat, Alexa. Alex. I combined your first and last names there. Alexa Okuna. I did it again. Damn it. My brain. It's not great. Love the content. Question, though. Who do you want to see play the Fantastic Four? All right. Dreamcast. Go. Rob Coley as Reed Richards. Honestly, don't really care about Sue Storm, so I think we could put anybody in there. But I think just to put in a slot, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Johnny Storm, Zac Efron, Ben Grimm, Dean Norris. Just off the top of my head, those were my answers. Before we go, I'm gonna say this: if the snap happens in real life, the world would just end, especially if the world leaders just started disappearing. Well, it wouldn't end. It would just kind of carry on as it does. And yes, I'm having a really good Saturday. Went to a Lord of the Rings cafe for breakfast and comic book shop. That sounds really cool. I echo this sentiment. That sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to have something like that around here, like themed like that in a nerdy way. That'd be really cool. Take it back. I'm going to binge Rings of the Power once it's over. Cool. You can see some success with the TV shows and the fact that there are a lot of people who want to watch the Marvels for Monica and especially Kamala. That is very true. Vamp Batula. We all love Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't know who we are, but I know I don't. Would people watch a Martian Manhunter movie? I'm sure people would watch it. Would it be good? That's the question. I'm behind on Dragon Ball. I've seen all of it so far. That CGI baby in Breaking Dawn is still terrifyingly hilarious. Yes. Love. Quotation marks. I've never seen any Dragon Ball stuff except the movie I watched. Okay. Interesting to come in with that perspective then. It's a interesting journey if you actually start from Dragon Ball Episode 1 and move up. Because it becomes a completely, wholly different show by the end of it. 60 million per episode. 250 million for the rights. Hundreds of millions they've spent in marketing. I'm going to go. And a sling ring. A portal 5 feet in front of me. Getting the remote. Just lazy. James Gunn! Can you make a Clayface movie? Fair enough with Del Toro, but I can see him taking it too far. He's a bit hit or miss for me personally. That's fair. I can see that. I can agree with that as well. Beware my power, Miss Marvel's bracelet. Choose 1. Christopher Nolan directing Dark Knight 4. James Cameron directing Spider-Man movie. Steven Spielberg directing Fantastic Four. Martin Scorsese directing a Batman movie. I'd take a Steven Spielberg Fantastic Four movie, I think. Have ever watched Criminal Minds, Law and Order SVU? I have not. Law and Order SVU, I'm sure I've seen like an episode here or there. I don't ever remember which Law and Order show it is, but I know I've seen some Law and Order. Would I like to see a live-action X-Men MCU show? Sure. Hell yeah. Why? Yeah. I'd love to see live-action X-Men anything in the MCU right now. Do we think there will be another superhero Civil War? Yes. We kind of know for a fact one's kind of coming, so... Yeah, I think we'll definitely be getting one, though on a much bigger scale. Forgot Wonder Man was a character. Me too, until they brought him up here recently. Gotta go see Omni. Take care, Larson. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Disney can't buy WB. They tried years ago before AT&T and government said, fuck off, mouse. I don't want Disney to have DC too. I agree. Never found Black Canary to be interesting. I don't get the hype. Silver Banshee is better. I don't even know who Silver Banshee is. I like Black Canary. I like Dinah Drake and Dinah Lance. Rather than unsubscribe from a spoiler-heavy channel, I started a second limited account with them I used to temporarily unsubscribe, but lost too many because of my memory. Aw, that's rough. I thought about doing that too, to be honest. According to Grace Randolph, Sandman is 15 million per episode. House of Dragon is 20 million. Stranger Things season 4 was 35 million per episode. That doesn't make sense to me. There's no way an episode of Stranger Things season 4 was more expensive. Well, maybe contract-wise, but I don't know. I can line up and get the first two, but like that Stranger Things budget, I don't know if that doesn't sound right to me. Superman, Lois, and Stargirl is why I'm still in the CW. Me too. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm still even turning on that channel for the time being. Sandman could go to Prime Video. I think that's the only place that could afford it if Netflix doesn't pick it up. Eeyore won't be in the movie because I read the script. You can find it online. Pooh and Piglet starve, so they eat Eeyore. I mean, he's in the trailer. Like, in the trailer, his grave is covered in blood, and there it just says, rest in peace, Eeyore. So yeah, and Eeyore's. What I had said was that Eeyore would be referenced. I don't think we're definitely not going to see Eeyore unless there's a flashback of him getting eaten. Sandman budget was $50 million per episode. Fair enough. Pop-Tart says hi. Give her a little smack for me. I pay way too much attention to this info, but I kind of have to since I got my degree and currently looking for a job in the industry. Hell yeah, man. Good luck. Hope it works out. Got to keep yourself busy, though. I'm starting to think that Mike Barnes is Tori's father, and I think that he may join Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen because we never see him in Cobra Kai. Also, I think something happened to Mike Barbs from pictures. I've watched up to episode 7 of it so far, but I can't talk about it until after the show's out. So. Cannot confirm nor deny any information. Sandman was about Game of Thrones price, which is still pretty expensive, man. That's really expensive. According to Forbes, the Flash budget is $3.5 million per episode. Superman Lois budget is $8 million per episode. That makes sense. What type of whiskey am I drinking? I got Evan Williams Honey. It's shit. What is it? Fuck, I don't. Why can't I remember right now? Okay, God, I was like, there's a bunch of words that are collecting together. My brain is like, that doesn't sound right. Wild Turkey American Honey is what I'm drinking. With the White Walker Game of Thrones whiskey. Oh, that sounds cool. I already ranted on Naomi last stream, saying basically the next textbook definition of it, but Superman and Lois was a fun time. Also, more people have Amazon Prime than HBO Max. Here's my question, though, and I know Amazon for certain shows gets a lot of hits, but like, a lot of people have Amazon Prime because they have Amazon Prime for shopping, for the bonus shipping savings and stuff like that. How many people that have Amazon Prime actively use Prime Video? Because I'll be honest, until The Boys came out, I don't think I ever used Prime Video. And I've been a Prime member long before The Boys even, became a thing. So I'm wondering about that. Poor banished Pop-Tart. Has a lot of Funkos to scratch up, though. Yeah. Well, funny story. I woke up early this morning to make sure the edit was good and ready and uploaded proper for Rings of Power Episode 2. And I didn't realize, because I did feel bad for some of the days where I wasn't working. I did bring her bed back in here, at least for now. And when I'm not recording or anything like that, so she can, not be alone during certain parts of the day. But this morning, I guess I didn't notice, but she was sleeping on her bed. And I went back to bed and shut the office. And she was in here for 2 hours. But she was asleep. So thankfully, she didn't realize she was trapped in here. I feel bad for Ray Fisher and Cavill. I hope Marvel picks them up at this point. I do feel bad for both of them. I really do. I do. Also, Stargirl Season 3 looks pretty good. Stargirl has been really, really consistent so far. And that's one thing I can really appreciate it. I don't think it's dipped in quality at all. Some of the best moments of Superman and Lois were Clark showing his doubts, showing his tenderness with others, not just his family, but showing the teamwork, the Clark and Lois's marriage, and also the brothers' world. Those were my favorite things about the show. And I thought those were the things that I was going to not like about the show. I love it, and I would not want less of that. I would take more of it, to be honest, but I don't know if I like the She-Hulk show. I know a lot of people are echoing that sentiment right now. That's for sure. I think a lot of Superman fans are rejecting Superman Lois because there has a lot of Superman movie. There has not been a Superman movie since Man of Steel, and they got back Superman. It's Lana Lang drama. Fans get angry. Thoughts? I don't think it has anything to do with the movie stuff, other than people being mad that there's not a movie. And well, I guess that's exactly what you're saying, actually. People are taking it out their frustration on there not being a Superman movie on the Superman show. But I don't think it has anything to do with the Lana Lang drama. And I don't understand why people are upset about any of the drama or the Lana Lang stuff. I like her as a character, and I completely relate and understand where she's coming from in pretty much every sense of the way. Every step of the way so far. Am I a part of the Restore the Snyderverse movement, Omni? I would support it, but I wouldn't say I would be an active participant. I would love to see that storyline continued and followed through, even if I wasn't a fan of how it started. But I'm more than happy to move on at this point. I wholeheartedly believe that Disney has already offered the deal to Universal with everything we've heard before. I just don't believe Universal even wants to. It's like an angry ex. Well, their rights expire next year, so regardless, Universal won't have distribution rights for the Hulk anymore after next year. I want Sony to keep Spider-Man rights. They need to get the right directors and writers. They don't have a great track record at the moment, unfortunately, for me. Finished watching She-Hulk, and it's meh. I don't have it, but I don't really love it either. Don't hate it, I don't really love it either. Also, they really need to think more about the CGI. It's touching uncanny territory. I'm fine with it. I've talked about that before, but I'm fine with where it's at. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Green Power Ranger helmet. Yes, indeedy. I think Cavill likes The Witcher more than his co-stars and lore. More for his co-stars and lore because he's a huge nerd. He's a huge Witcher fan as well than anything over playing Superman, which is more drama behind the camera than in front. Yeah, there's a lot of baggage from that. I think he really did want to be Superman early on, but now there's just too much associated with it. We need a Batman TV show on Earth 89 with Michael Keaton if you want. I mean, I know you'd love that. I'm sure people would love that. I would not really be interested in a Michael Keaton-led Batman TV show. Batman can work on CW budget with the initial pilot episode that needs to be expensive. The Batcave, Batmobile, and Batsuit can't look cheap like CW's Batwoman's. Yeah, I can echo that. We want more Batman. Also, WB, no using Batman. Yep. If he doesn't follow Barry into the DCEU. What's up, Melita? Glad I can make it to the stream. Nice to see you here. I'm glad you could make it. How's your weekend going? Any characters or places you are keen to see in Rings of Power? I'm wondering if the Stranger could be one of the Blue Wizards. I think they came in the Second Age. I really just can't wait to see Sauron, to be real. I think he's the one I'm really holding out to see. Like, the wizards would be cool and all that stuff, but it's really I want to see Sauron during this time and really see the seeds he sowed that led to the Isildur final battle with elves and men shit. I can imagine with Secret Wars theory that the X-Men are from a different Earth and they merge or immigrate somehow in 616. The intended allegory for the X-Men would be stronger. I mean, it could be. But they've already mentioned mutants exist in the MCU. And then there was the blatant Wolverine cameo or Easter egg in She-Hulk last week. So, we'll see. There is no fear in this dojo. I think that even if they looked at it as a failure in 5 years, it's in 20 years, it'll be considered classic and cult fan favorites. I love martial arts. Said no woman ever. Who are you? Like, what women have you ever met? Dude, one of my early training partners was a woman, and she was like, great. One of our senseis was on Chuck Norris's international karate team. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Yes, Daniel, have you met a woman before? Because I swear to God, you say some of the weirdest shit about women, dude. I don't know, like, the fuck? Harl Ivy. Like, I don't know. Sexist? Maybe? Much? Kinda? Yeah? I don't know, man. Anyway, we'll leave that alone and move on. Mitzi, Tulloch, and Tyler confirmed that if Barry and Kara appear, it's going to be Grant and Melissa. They also pretty much confirmed that the separation from the Arrowverse was a last-minute decision. Yeah. I knew that. I knew that much. But yeah, we'll see. I caught up on Harley Quinn, and Harley and Ivy are still the worst characters in my opinion. I just skipped the scenes with Clayface, King Shark, Batman, Gordon, Two-Face. Gordon is hilarious. Skip to the scenes with Clayface. I mean, all power to you, man. I love Harley and Ivy. With how hot it has been lately, it's really good cooling system. Sounds great. I agree. Sandman had a good bait to the wheel you in. Yes, it did. Jason Momoa and Amber Heard chemistry equals stay the hell away from me. But fine. We have to work together. Let's get this over with. That's kind of what I feel, at least. I kind of agree with that. To be honest, Amber Heard is good at action scenes. Her action was good as Mira and Aquaman. Yeah, I mean, sure. That's fine. I just don't want to see her. Here's an answer to another viewer's question. Aquaman made $1 billion because they sold at least $1 billion worth of tickets. That is a very strong answer. I love that. Aquaman being bright and positive helped. There's a reason people kept calling Zack Snyder's DC the Murderverse. That is also part of it. Who do you want to see play the Fantastic Four in the MCU? You probably sent this in before you sent the super chat. I apologize for that one. But thank you either way. But also, The Sandman has to be one of the best shows of this year, opinion. I wholeheartedly agree. Aquaman literally has Power Ranger sound effects. Yes, it does. Would I watch a Harry Potter show? Of course. Yes, I would. They used, as long as it's better than these last couple of Fantastic Beasts films. They used the volume for the Dragonstone scene where they were on the steps in the recent episode of House and the Dragon. And I couldn't tell. I didn't notice. Sandman has such amazing episodes. It also had episodes that were like 5, no. I loved episodes 4 and 5 were my faves. The extra was also really good. So did you not like episode 5, or are you just saying episode 5 was just traumatic? I loved episode 5. Not as much as 4 and 6, but I still think 5 was one of the top ones for me. What's up, Juan? How's my good day? It's been going pretty good, man. Wasn't planning on coming in this late, but I'm here. I'm on the last episode of Season 2 of Game of Thrones. That fighting in the last episode was crazy. You're making progress, man. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, dude. The combat and the action gets real good eventually. I wonder when they're going to do the She-Hulk smash. I don't know. We'll see. Love, man. Love your content. Keep up with the amazing work. Well, thank you, man. I really do. I really do appreciate it, my guy. Drinking without having eaten anything yet. Yeah, that definitely hits a lot more. Yeah, I definitely ate before I started drinking today. Send you something on Discord. It was a cool hint from Michael Usalon about Michael Keaton. Batman, watch it. Tell me what you think. If I have time. Jason Strickland. D23 is going to be Star Wars heavy with Marvel sprinkled in. I mean, we get Mando Season 3 in 6 months, and if I'm not mistaken, we got a trailer for Kenobi 6 months before the release. Ooh, if we get a Mando Season 3 trailer, hell yes, please. Does anyone even remember the last time WBDC made a truly good decision? Hiring James Gunn. I think I'm comfortable with that being considered one. The Big Spider. Oh my gosh, that Kevin Smith story. Yeah, man, it's wild. the spider story, the mecha spider and all that stuff, and he kept pushing, and he eventually got it in a movie. Let's see. I'm skipping all the hubbub about me accidentally showing that Amazon page. Ezra Stain equals WB literally putting a shotgun to the groin and firing. Ew. Not wrong if they do. Have you gotten the chance to watch The Samaritan? I have not. I have not watched it. But I follow Busy on TikTok, and I saw his little video he made reacting to the twist at the end. So I already unfortunately know that. But I saw the trailer for it, and I just was not interested in it at all. Maybe at one point, I'll make a channel that focuses on spoiling all of the spoilers that channels are spoiling so that I'm spoiling the spoilers. To be fair, Heavy Spoiler seems to have described their own problem in the name. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. But usually the thumbnails aren't too... They're still a little cryptic sometimes. But there was like a 1 week where everybody was just like... whatever inhibitor they used to have was just gone. Dreamcasting. Here we go. System error. The wine finally hit my brain. Not a big fan of Monica myself, but I'm a really fan of Kamala already. I like Monica so far. What's my opinion on Dragon Ball GT then? I like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I have a Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure back here, which you guys can't see. It's out of focus, but I do have one. But that's probably the only positive thing I can say about GT. The animation was crud. The storylines were crud. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku was cool. Not a Pan fan then? Nah. I mean, I was like lukewarm on Pan. I also didn't like what they did to Trunks. It didn't fit with the Trunks that we knew or grew up with. It felt odd. There was a lot of character changes that were just odd. That didn't make any sense with where they were in Z, and their personalities got completely flipped. Yeah, there's just a lot of weird decisions. Honestly, I like Pan way more in Dragon Ball Super Superhero more than I did in GT, and she's 3 in the movie, so. Let's see. I wonder how long it's going to take for Omni to catch up to the stream. It'll be a minute. Hope you get the chance to watch Fullmetal Alchemist: The Revenge of Scar. I watched the first live-action Fullmetal Alchemist movie, and my god, it was so bad. I mean, like, some of it was okay, but some of it was just like, why? But yeah, I didn't even realize they had already made the sequel, and that I just checked on Netflix, and it was just there. And I was like, oh, shit, this is here already? I didn't even see a trailer for this yet. I just kind of skimmed through it just to see how much it spans. But, I mean, I don't know. It looks interesting. I still need to finish all of the Rurouni Kenshin movies. The first one was so good. That is the best live-action anime adaptation I've ever seen. For Martian Manhunter movie, it would work. You just need a great writer and director. And look what the right person did for Guardians of the Galaxy. You are right. I think the memes and gifs will hurt the Arrowverse legacy a bit down the line. Flash with a lightsaber gift even hurt me, and I like the Flash. I was like, the fuck is happening? I had fun with it. It just didn't make any sense. It just came out of nowhere. I would rather have Disney have DC to get it consistent that bottoms out at good rather than just consistent what the fuck is this? See, there's like a give and take to that trade that I'm not sure how much I would be okay with it. I don't know. It's rough. Have you seen Snake recently? Yeah, he's in the living room. Got an upside down box and everything. What's up, Jay? Have I seen any of the gameplay for Sonic Frontiers? It looks beautiful. I've seen the one they released like 2 months ago, where they were just running around the open world. I don't think it had any enemies populated in it whatsoever. It does look beautiful. I just don't know how I feel about how long it would be able to hold my attention. Open world games already struggle to have me stay locked in because it's so easy for me to get distracted and then lose interest because of the openness of it. I'm one of those people that I kind of need rails. I kind of need some hallways. I need some linearness to my games if I'm to make it to the very end. There's very few open world games I've managed to actually complete. But I don't know. I do know that I would at least like to play it for a little bit just to experience the running in an open field feeling. Because I'm a sucker for that stuff. And I still don't think any Sonic game has topped Sonic Adventure Battle 2. For me. That's where I set. Generations was fun. A fun throwback. I do like Generations a lot. But I still don't hide. I still think peak has been Sonic Adventure 2. Music rights are hella expensive. Yes, they are. If Disney ever buys DC, doesn't mean that we will never get movies like the Batman 2 and Joker 2. Oh yeah, for sure. We would definitely not get a Batman 2 or Joker 2 style movie if Disney had that. Definitely not Joker. Batman 2 is a maybe. Joker would not have happened under Disney. That Stranger Things really had your brain reboot, didn't it? It did. But Summer made a really good point. The music probably racked that up a lot. And that makes sense. Because the other shows don't have that problem. Yes, especially Master of Puppets. Yes, you definitely made a good point. I'm happy that Thor 4 is almost on Disney and we got to rewatch for a second opinion. I'm definitely going to watch it again for a second opinion. I meant to go do that in theaters, but I didn't have the time. So I'm definitely going to watch it again when it comes out. But I don't know if it was an accurate reporting. I saw something float around saying that Taika is out for Thor 5 after the box office failure of Thor 4. But I don't know if that was from anywhere reputable. I can't even remember where I saw that pop up. It was like yesterday though. I don't even turn on the channel. I literally can't over here. I just have to watch it online. I mean, I would if I had the option. It used to be not as bad. Like, you used to be able to just wait until like 1 and then the episodes would come out, and I'm already kind of up that late watching Disney stuff anyway. But they made a change on the website and they don't update it until 9 a.m. the next day now, and it makes that completely impossible for me with my workflow. Once Grace Randolph said that BVS was as good as The Shining, I couldn't take her seriously anymore. Dude, BVS is still... I've gotten some appreciation for it over the years. It's like middle tier. Very, very middle. Bottom middle on my DCEU rankings. It used to be right at the bottom. Above Suicide Squad still. But I've loosened up on it. But it's still my least favorite of Zack Snyder's films. And The Shining dwarfs that movie in quality. Still to this day. Saying BVS is as good as The Shining, I think, is ridiculous. But opinions are opinions, man. Opinions are opinions. I'm here to episode 3 of House of the Dragon is the best Game of Thrones episode since Battle of the Bastards. That's quite the claim. I'm looking forward to it. Smack that Pop-Tart. Gotta be honest, by the way. I literally have to watch all of Cobra Kai. Haven't been compelled yet to commit, but I'm sure I'll love it. I hope you love it. I'm obsessed with the show. It has no right to be as good as it has, and I say that almost every season. When they announced it, I thought it was just going to be a parody, spoof, joke, like a really long Funny or Die skit that YouTube decided to make a show about, and it was a YouTube Red exclusive premiere scripted series, you know, tackling this IP 20 years, 40 years later, whatever it was. And the trailer was played kind of for laughs. And yes, it is hilarious. It is a funny show, but it is like the pinnacle of respecting the IP that it hails from. Like, the people writing that show love the things that came before. And I think the only other pair that comes close to doing it like they do is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni with Star Wars. Like, Cobra Kai is like how you introduce a new whole era of and new generation of characters for the first time while carrying on the legacy, making great, compelling, interesting characters without sacrificing anything that came before. Like, everybody is all on the same page, and it's just so good. It's so much fun too. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. It's a karate soap opera at its core, but I fucking love it. It has brought me to tears. It has made me laugh. It's made me leap out of my chair. I love it. It's made me appreciate the Karate Kid films more than I did growing up on them. Or at least I grew up on the first one and the next Karate Kid. Because as I've mentioned before, I didn't realize there was a part 2 or part 3 until after I watched Cobra Kai season 1. Which I have no idea how I managed to make it that long in my life without knowing that. Like, I thought the next Karate Kid was the second Karate Kid film for so long. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. Arrow was like a coupon to DC Entertainment, but when it expired, the DC world stopped spinning for a bit. I kind of feel you there. Sorry, I thought you were really saying your whiskey was shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. How'd you see Cobra Kai season 5 already? I got a screener copy from Netflix. So yeah. It's the first one I've ever got. Which is another thing I'm really scared about all this Warner Brothers shit and Zaslav and Vobile and all that is I finally made it to a point where I got accepted to see a screener for something. And I'm so afraid of having all of that hard work deleted because of Warner Brothers. Anyway, holy shit, you get to watch Cobra Kai Season 5 early. Lucky. Can't wait for Friday. I'll finally be able to give a review. I think the embargo lifts the 6th. So we still got some time before I can actually say anything spoiler-free. Like, I can't give an impression. I can't give a thought. I can't say anything. I can only say right now that I've seen it. I've got 3 episodes left to watch of the season, which I'm going to be watching later tonight, which is why I'm still wearing this. Got to watch Kung Fu Series. Congratulations on that moving up, man. Yes, thank you guys. It's a big step forward, really. Last thing, Greg Berlanti was right. No matter how well he does with Green Lantern, will always be the Bane as long as he lives. Yeah. Just like with Robert Pattinson and Twilight, man. People will hold your biggest failures above your head until you shine brighter than anything else. I would also say that I saw Dragon Ball Evolution as well and love the reaction from Blind Wave and the Real Rejects. Yeah, me too. I saw it in theaters, but the thing is, I went into it knowing it was going to be shit. I knew based on the early leaks and story developments and stuff, it was going to be garbage. Because I already knew what they were changing going into the movie, so I had low expectations going into it. And, yeah. So I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. But I at least kind of had some fun with it. It wasn't like... I think it's a worse movie than The Last Airbender, but The Last Airbender had promise. It could have been great. And I think what the disappointment of that movie makes it worse. If that makes sense. Look, it's like Blue Shirt Guy. Never use Amazon Prime for shopping. I never use Amazon at all, really. It's because it's not much of a thing here in the Netherlands. Makes sense. I, aside from grocery shopping, I use it almost exclusively. The only thing I watch on Amazon Prime is The Boys and House. Yeah, The Boys, Invincible, and now Rings of Power. Pretty much been the only things I've watched on Prime Video. Unless there's like a random movie that's not streaming anywhere, it's a good place to just rent it for like $3 and just watch a movie, because they still pretty much have anything on there, which is crazy. I only got it when Invincible came out. Can't blame you there. Major reason I'm pissed about this forced merge is the fact that I love HBO Max so much and it works so much better as its own thing. Yep. Yeah, she was just confused when I was opening the door to carry her out. I'm a secondary Prime member. I'm on the Prime account of one of my roommates and don't have access to Prime Video the way primary subscribers do. I didn't know that was the thing. That's cool. Well, not cool because you don't have access to it, but that's a good little bit of information right there. I used Prime for Reacher, then stopped, then Boys, then stopped, and back again for Rings of Power. HBO Max still didn't make it to Ireland. Probably never will. I hope it... well, it's not going to at this point because they're shutting it down. It's going to be merged with whatever Discovery is, right? Which is stupid. I really do want to watch Reacher. I really do. I haven't got around to it, though. Have you ever thought about creating plexiglass covers for your bookcases, like plexiglass trim, hinges? It would keep out the claws and a lot of dust. Actually, no, I haven't thought about that because these are just some cheap ass mainstays from Amazon. So I mean, I guess I could put something over top of it. I never really thought about it. I feel like ever since the heroes in the MCU have been treated as celebs in their world with the shows and movies, the quality has dropped. I feel like it's only a natural progression of the world and universe they live in. I don't think that's why the quality's dropped, but I do think there is an association with the MCU right now where it does feel like there's a little bit of a less clear, unified vision between them all. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't know if I feel the same way about the association or the root of it. Not hating on She-Hulk. It just doesn't speak to me. Fair enough. I miss when the Reverse Flash was on Legends of Tomorrow. Me too. Me too. I truly feel like we were misusing the definition of uncanny recently. I mean, I don't know. I see it sometimes when we're watching it, but yeah. What's your opinion on the exit of the actor who plays young John Kent? Jordan Elsas. It sucks. It makes me sad. They had great chemistry. He was great in the role. I really enjoyed him as a character. Replacing him is going to be awkward, and it's going to take some time for us and the cast to get used to. But I hope that he does something that makes him happy, and that whatever is bringing down his mental processes, that it's weighing him down, he's able to cure and move forward and create something new with his life. He's changing career paths, so I just wish him the best. I don't even care about the CGI. Don't even notice it. Oh, I notice it. I just don't care. It's a show. It's not the movies, so I really could care less about the CGI for these TV shows. I don't expect movie-level CGI from it, personally. I know some people do. I don't. Hell, I even thought the CGI was bad on one of their recent movies, though. I didn't think it was... I thought it was pretty noticeably bad in Multiverse of Madness. But for the shows, I don't care. I do wonder if part of the reason why Harley Quinn is safe is because Batman features so prominently on there. That could be part of it. My Aikido teacher was a woman. Get a giant water bucket and sour on, sour off. Daniel, hot topic. Take one step back at martial arts. Women take just a step back. Late to the party, but I think Dylan O'Brien or Robert Sheehan? Klaus. Okay. Would be great Johnny Storm. The only thing I've seen Dylan O'Brien in was I did a reaction for the Patreon for the Maze Runner. I think that's the only thing I've seen Dylan in, and he was great. I think he could play a good role. I think he could nail it. I have 3 sisters. They're not martial artists, but they still will kick everyone's asses. Oh my God. I finally got the Community movie is being written, and I can't wait. It's going to be sick. Hell yeah. I know it's speculated that Denzel would be cast as Magneto and as a black man. I would love that. The only issue with that is if the MCU goes the comic route with Wanda and Pietro being his kids. Well, I don't know. I feel like they've already kind of established that's not the case in this universe. But who knows? We'll see. Jesus. I'm just sharing some experiences in my 35 years and 6 months of living on this planet. I met lots of girls and I only met 2 women that were into martial arts. I wrestled with one in gym class. I speak as a woman. Can tell you don't know about women. Jesus. It's been so long since I've watched Power Rangers apart from the movie. I personally like it. Sue me. I love Power Rangers, man. Unironically love Power Rangers. I've had my ass handed to me by martial arts women. Take a step back. Your perception does not equal reality. That is also true. 5 was traumatic. Just a bit much for me. Okay. Fair enough. Episode 4 of Sandman had the best depictions of hell I've seen since the PS2 or 3 for game Dante's Inferno. Also, love the content, man. Hi from Australia. Well, shout out to Australia. Hopefully one day I can make it down that way. But yeah, man, I agree. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Welcome, Habak Ashina. Yeah, there hasn't been... I don't think we have any rants. Oh my God, tell me if the rumors are right. Is Mike Barnes Tori's dad? Tell us. Like I told you, I can't tell you anything. Cannot tell you anything. I really enjoyed your Return to Oz reaction. I'm glad. I had a surprisingly amount of fun watching that movie. I was impressed, not gonna lie. When it was entertaining, the practical effects were really good. And some of the characters I even liked more than some of the original characters. Still have to watch. Oh, oops. Sorry. The animation was like we went back 20 years into the past. Oh, yes. Yes, I think you were talking about GT, I think. Yeah. I still have to watch Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I think you'll like it. The CGI animation is a little hard to get past at first, but once you kind of get into the groove of the story, I think you stop thinking about it. But yeah. Movie idea. Modern day slasher movie, but instead of Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Mr. X-like character, have a slasher kill you like John Wick kills people and gets off killing people creatively in combat. That could work. Can Cole die in the first 5 seconds of Mortal Kombat 2? Oh, God, I hope so. That would make me so happy. What did you tell Snake? He's yet to bring back those Revan Funko Pops. He's just hanging out in the living room, man. He's just taking a nap, I guess. Are you planning on watching the Dahmer with Evan Peters? I think you'll be amazing. It's Evan Peters, so I will probably watch it. This is a bucket. Stormtrooper helmet. Hear that Metroid Prime will get a Nintendo Direct in September. I believe it when I see it. Heard that for years. Yeah, man, I wouldn't trust any of that until it actually happens, unfortunately. Some of my favorite open world games: Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, Spider-Man PS4, Infamous. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Spider-Man PS4, I finished. I have played that one to the beginning and all the Arkham games. So those are some of the few open world games I'm actually completed. I can't say I've played a lot of open world games. From what I hear, the issue is usually that they have weak stories. I don't think that's wholly true. Like, especially with a Red Dead series, even though I've never finished them, but I know the story as they progress. I've watched it rather than played it because I just can't get focused, man. I have the same problem I have with GTA. The only GTA game I've ever finished was Vice City. And that's when I was younger and I just had so much time. And it was one of the few games I had at the time. So I just played it to bitter end. But like, the thing is, like with an open world game, the exploration of it all almost always takes precedent over the actual game. I'll get so distracted. I'll get off track. I'll play mini games. I'll go exploring. I'll just go cruising through the world itself. And I'll just forget to pick up the story. And that's how I never finish some of these games. Unfortunately, they kind of do, yeah. I mean, I don't think they all do, but what do I know? How many have I finished? Haven't watched Thor 4 yet because I don't like going to the cinema by my lonesome. It makes me hear all by myself. I go to the theater by myself. All the time, actually. Not all the time. Most of the time, I'm at the theater by myself. I don't mind it. It used to feel a little awkward, but I don't anymore. What about the Sonic game where Sonic turns into a werewolf? Fuck no. Hated it. Hated it. Werehog. Boy 16. I don't know if that was meant to be emoji or what. Batman in Traffic plays Something in the Way. You should do an MCU ranking after Black Panther releases. I might have to eventually. Remember when we saw Earth 89 and Alexander Knox sitting on the bench? It was so much fun, but have you noticed the bat signal was different? They did not have the rights to the Burton bat signal. Don't know. What do you think of the Bioshock series news? That they found a director, Francis Lawrence. Is it a series or movie? I thought it was a movie. He's bringing along Logan and Blade Runner screenwriter Michael Green. I hope so. Bioshock deserves great attention and care. I enjoyed the first Bioshock so much, I refused to play any sequels. Because I was like, it's blasphemous to make a sequel to this game. That's where I was eventually. And I never played 2. I refused to play 2. But I've played like 2 hours of Bioshock Infinite and never finished it yet. And thank you, Sam Gria, for becoming a champion. Welcome. Use your first emoji as well. Anyway, welcome to the team. If you have any trouble with any of the tiers and any of the stuff like that, just comment, leave a note in the Discord or something like that, and I'll help you out. I know it's the YouTube membership stuff and the tiers is a little more messy than the Patreon stuff. So I just want to make sure everybody gets the best out of it as they can. I never knew Chili Dogs made Sonic run fast. Always knew they gave him the runs, but not in that way. Don't I mean Zaslav? I don't remember what this was in reference to. Oh, we're getting serious. Cobra Kai is an amazing show. That word doesn't even describe it. It's go watch it. Pure peak entertainment. Can you confirm if Blue Beetle is in Cobra Kai? I can confirm that Sholo Mariadueña is in Cobra Kai, but the character Blue Beetle so far has eluded me. Be funny if he was playing both characters. He was playing Jaime Reyes and Miguel Diaz in the same scene. That would be interesting. The Last Airbender was like a worm on a hook. We were the fish, and we thought it would be good, and then we died. That was one of the few times I almost got up and walked out of a theater. I was livid when I came out of that movie. Dragon Ball Evolution was a masterpiece. Secretly, everyone likes that movie and wanted a sequel to it. I hope that's sarcasm. I don't know with you, to be honest, like Daniel, so I don't know. I hope that's sarcasm. I haven't seen Reacher 2. I've heard just great things about it, and plus, I really like the actor a lot, especially after his Inside of You interview. I really want to support him in the stuff he does. Reacher was so much better than I thought it was going to be. You should definitely check it out when you can. Plexiglass would not keep out Snake, by the way. I can't imagine it would. Your Umbrella Academy reactions are the highlight of my week. I'm glad people are enjoying them, and I'm glad people aren't overly upset at my slow pace, like with doing the one a week and stuff like that. It just really helps me out in the long run to do it like that. But there's been a lot of support for it, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it so far. I've seen pre-Reacher. Amazon Prime has some great other great originals like Marvelous Miss Maisel, The Lake, and so on. Here it has Stargirl, and I think America it has The Durrells. Interesting. Hi, Omni, big fan of your channel. Welcome, Stuart. I really appreciate that. Hope you're having a great day. Show CGI isn't the best. Candlemaker and Doom Patrol looked meh, but it's Doom Patrol. Amazing. Agreed. Sonic Adventure 2 is my all-time favorite game. Shaped my childhood. I played it so much, man. I spent an unabsorbent amount of money. Time. Time is money. But time in the Chow Garden, trying to get my chows just right. I had so many little chows. How do you feel about Joe Keery as Human Torch? He would have to bulk up. But personality-wise, he could nail it, I think. Has anyone else here seen the show Misfits with Robert Sheehan? I feel like it's a superpower. If you like superpowers, it's really great. I haven't seen it. I've only heard about it the other day. I think somebody mentioned it last stream. I've never heard of it. I'll have to look into it. Don't think they will in this universe, given the parents' deaths shown in WandaVision. Right. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't think we're going to get the Magneto-Maximoff connection. I thought the whole I am sequence in the Sandman was super dumb. Why didn't any of them say, I am God? There's a reason. I don't want to get into it, to be honest. But I get it, what the game that they played. Because they're two beings that can create and destroy universes. So that's what they were doing. They were creating, destroying, basically what was their avatars in the duel. But anyway, there's a whole messy thing to get into with that I don't really feel like touching on. I loved it. I thought it was spectacularly brilliant. But I know it's not going to work for everybody. Busy Braun in the chat. How you doing, my guy? We just talked last night on a chainsaw stream. Wasn't planned at all. For me, at least. For me to be part of that. But it still turned out real fun. In the comics, Wanda and Pietro have been largely surrogate children to Magneto. And for a while now, there doesn't seem to be any plans to change that. And Wanda has had some big stories recently, too. Have you ever watched any of the original Twilight Zone? And if so, are you a fan? I've watched some of it. I don't remember a lot of them, but yeah, I was a fan of it. Mostly because I grew up on, well, I didn't grow up on the X-Files, but I was a huge X-Files fan, and it took a lot of inspiration from that. So it was always fun watching some of those episodes and stuff, but yeah, definitely enjoy it. In one photo, Mike Barnes is wearing a ring. Speculations that he is married, but something must have happened to her. Mike must have lost her. Where are you getting that? Like, where does that come from? He's wearing a wedding ring. She must be dead. I mean, they could just be married. You know, you still wear the ring. Oh my God. That's hilarious. That makes me laugh. That was a good comment. I appreciated that. Red Dead Redemption 2, I know I was forgetting one. GTA as well. GTA 5 with ignoring single player, but for greedy multiplayer kind of vexed me. Yeah, I agree with that. It's Omni's back in the day corner. Assassin's Creed is the best open world game series, by the way. Black Flag, Matt Ryan plays the main assassin. I didn't know that. I have the first 4 Assassin's Creed, but I have only finished the first game. For similar reasons. I just get so sidetracked with the other ones, man. But I didn't know Matt Ryan voiced the main one in that. Do you hear it as well, then, when you go by yourself? Not really. Not really. I don't mind it at all these days. I used to, but it was mostly when I was younger, man. I just enjoy being at the theater. You know, it's always better with people, but I still enjoy it just as fine when I'm by myself as well. I always offer for you to come. I just know some movies you're just not going to like. I guess that explains the Mass Effect series in you. Yes. Yeah, a little bit. I did play and finish the first one, but I stayed right on the rails straight to the end. I didn't do any of the side quests when I played it for the first time. I knew it wouldn't take long for Omni to get a little closer to catching up with the stream. Yeah, I'm almost there. It's just because the longer it goes, people start to leave, so it gets easier to keep up with it. Are you thinking that the MCU will do Midnight Suns? I hope so. They're definitely kind of laying the groundwork for it. So I would be totally down for that to happen. Play the first BioShock. I rented the game. It kept crashing. Never finished it. Rented a new copy. It crashed as well. Gave up. It was crashing? Like, what did you... Well, I mean, you rented it, so I have to imagine it was a console game. I played it fine. I never had any crash problems with the first game when I played it on console. When I played it on PC, however, you have to, like, patch that motherfucker to make it work. New background. Yes, new office, new space, new area of the house, all to myself. Not gonna lie, I wanted a Marvel Knight series. I'm not sure anymore. I don't even know what that is. Play BioShock Infinite. It's better than the first, and the ending has a major twist that ties into BioShock 1. I actually spoiled myself on that because I was like, I heard that it connected, but I didn't want to go through playing BioShock Infinite. So I just kind of read how it connected to the original. Sholo will beat Robbie once he gets the Scarab. Dude, like, Sholo gets the Scarab, just comes in and just starts, like, whap, 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 whap! Sonic cannoning the fucking, like, Cobra Kai dojos and then just flies off. I like the underwater school. What's this in reference to? I don't remember. I bet that Kreese will join Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen in the end, but he'll eventually betray them. I think that they are turning Kreese into a Darth Vader-like character. He was good, then he lost his wife, then went bad. Well, I mean, that was his story already. You're describing his character now. So that's what you're describing is not Darth Vader's story. But he can be redeemed. I have hope that by the end of the show, maybe Kreese can get a redemption story. I feel like in Season 3, they kind of laid that groundwork, but we'll have to wait and see. I guess it's easier to ignore bad CGI when your eyes suck more. It's true. CGI is just CGI. Sometimes it's good in the MCU, sometimes it's bad, or sometimes it's mid, like Gray Man. I hated having to be mean to Chows to get them to turn into certain ones. Me too. I always felt bad for abusing them so I could get the Dark Chows. I think that they could figure out a way to make it work with Wanda and Pietro still being Magneto's kids and everything, even with them having shown parents dying. I mean, even in the comics, I think they retconned their parentage away and that they were created by the High Evolutionary, which is coming in. So I don't know what they're going to do. I've seriously never been this excited for Star Wars. The Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka will be phenomenal. I hope so, man. Hope we get back to the Hall of Justice one more time in Season 9. I can't wait for the BioShock live-action movie or series. Not sure which it is. Probably movie. Mainly because I can't wait for cosplay and fan art. The design work for the game was so awesome. Yes, it was. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you're supposed to be a pirate. Most of it, you're just following people in instant fail stealth sections. Interesting. Mike Barnes had bloodshot eyes while wearing a wedding ring. Maybe he lost her from Cobra Kai theory vid. Okay. No, I still feel bad. It's okay. You don't need to feel bad. Last story arc on The Flash should be a Justice League arc with them fighting either Cobalt Blue or Darkseid. I doubt we're going to get the League, but I would like that. I just saw League of Super Pets movie and loved it. It was surprisingly charming and fun, and very much so more if you are a DC fan. Just want to hear some comments, say hi, and dip faster than the Flash. Take it a whiz. BioShock Infinite had the multiverse. Why are you typing it like that? Under the Water School / Umbrella Academy. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I'm only on episode 7 of the first season of the show. So that, unless you're making a pun because it's an umbrella and you're underwater, School? Is that the joke? I don't understand. Do you hope we see more Luke and Ahsoka interaction? Hell yes. Do you think the Eternals will help the Avengers, or will they do the same thing they did with Thanos? I think they will be way more active players now than they ever were. But when they'll take a part in anything, don't know. Wait a minute, there's no candy in here. Look, as long as something isn't CGI level of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I'm good. I can enjoy it. I think you meant Annihilation. Armageddon was the video game. Do you think that Arrowverse will continue through other media like comics or animation? I hope so, but I don't have high, strong hopes for any of it with the way things are going. I mean, for Wanda and Pietro, there's a possibility of adoption, or there's also the possibility of high evolutionary and surrogacy. I mean, we know the high evolutionary is going to be in Guardians 3. So there is that. And we are caught up. There's a couple of chats I'm waiting for to load in here, but then I think we're good. And then I'm going to go get some dinner. Have you seen the Spider-Man Lotus fan film? They released a short shot from the movie since it's so questionable if it's going to be released to the public. Oh no, I haven't seen it. I know of it, and I saw the clip of Spider-Man swinging around because the VFX artists who are no longer working on the film released a clip from the film. Yeah, man, everybody is jumping ship from that project. So, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I have no intention of seeing it when it comes out either, but it's definitely not looking good. There was no joke. I was saying Under the Water School. I just like saying Under the Water School. Are you looking forward to the time jump in House on the Dragon? I mean, I don't know if I could say I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be interesting, but I don't think I'm necessarily looking forward to it though, because I don't really know what it's going to entail or what ties into it just yet. But I'm looking forward to the next episode. I don't know about specifically the time jump though. I'm really going to miss the CW Flash. Me too. Hoping Luke will be in the Ahsoka series. He might make a little section pop up. Yeah, I just realized that. Too much booze. Same, it died in season 5. There's no edit option, so I just rolled with Mortal Kombat Armageddon with the hope that you'd realize I meant Annihilation. Success. I think I inadvertently still roasted you a little bit. Man, I've seen Annihilation 1,000 times. It does have a really good soundtrack, though. I've listened to that soundtrack more than I've watched the movie. If Xavier is disguising the existence of mutants, did a worldwide spell altering people's minds, i.e. Peter's Spidey, mess that up, and now we're seeing mutants? Could be knocked out and dude must be tired. That's a good theory. That's a good theory. I think a good chunk of the Arrowverse being canceled and the main runners coming to a close. I don't see them continuing it much longer. I mean, the Earth Prime comic kind of set the precedent that they might, but I don't know. I would love for it to, like if they want to keep it going in comics or maybe even do like animated stuff, but I don't have high hopes that it will. Favorite soda? Dr. Pepper. Hands down. I would say bye and take care, Omni, but Wong! Take care, Sean. What property do you wish had more fan films? Property had more fan films. I don't know. I would say Star Wars, but that's like the most fan films that anything has had. Power Rangers. Let's do Power Rangers. I think that's a fun one off the top of my head. I just want Oliver, Jefferson, and Sarah. I think there's a good chance we might see Spectre Oliver pop up before the show's over. Like Joker, do still catchy? Yes, it is. Do I like Harrison Dula as a character? I do, and I am excited to see her in Ahsoka. I was rough on Rebels starting into it. I think it had a really rough start, but the later seasons, it really found its groove, and I became a pretty strong fan for all those characters, man. Soundtrack is epic, yes. I think I'm looking forward to the time jump just because I really like the actress that plays older Alicent. I don't know who's playing the characters. I know I've seen them by name, but their names don't ring a bell for me. So I'm just looking forward to the surprise and the change when it comes. So rolling with the flow. Really want to watch you commentating on any of the Defenders series, mostly Jessica Jones. I mean, I've seen all of the Defenders shows from beginning to end, every single one of them. So I don't know how much people would like that if I posted something just like watching something I've already seen. But I would love to rewatch them. Jessica Jones season 1, I think, is like an 11 out of 10. It's one of my favorites in the entire run. Seasons 2 and 3, not so much. But the first season's so good. I've been watching Daredevil season 2 on the stream the whole time. Hell yeah. I prefer they recast Luke Skywalker during the Mandalorian time frame than the fake de-aging. How about you? I'm fine either way. I would have preferred a recast from the get-go, but they're making strides with the technology. I'm kind of interested to see how much more they can improve it as like a weird morbid curiosity. But I as far as the industry goes, I would prefer them to have a human being playing Luke Skywalker, but we'll see. Just a question, have you ever watched any stop motion movies? Oh yeah, plenty. Plenty. I mean, most notably, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jesus. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorites. I don't want to keep you from your dinner. Thank you for the stream. Well, thank you for stopping in, and thank you for signing up for the memberships and becoming part of our adventurous crew through the Omniverse. But guys, we got a couple more to go through here. Again, Sangria, if you have any problems with anything, drop a comment on the community tab. If you join the Discord, at me, whatever, and I'll make sure that everything's smoothed over. I wish YouTube had better integrations for stuff like Patreon does, but maybe one day. They are making strides at fixing a lot of the UI and their interfacing with the streaming and the memberships and stuff, but eventually I think it's going to rival Twitch one way or the other, but they still got a lot of catching up to do on that side. Look up. The bird is a plane is a giant CGI monster. How will they explain Defenders in the MCU? I mean, honestly, there's nothing they really have to explain. They just didn't participate in any of the crazy shit. They're ground level. They don't really need much of an excuse. Like, is it the same Daredevil from the Netflix shows? We don't have confirmation, but it can be. There's nothing that discounts it from being the other way around. Jessica Jones season 1 was really good. Other 2, okay. I didn't think I thought season 2 and 3 they weren't bad. I think okay is a good descriptor. I won't say any of the seasons of any of those shows are bad. Except Iron Fist season 1. Do you think all of the dojos and senseis team up in the end of season 5, I think is what you meant, to fight an even greater threat? Maybe everyone gets together to fight aliens when they invade the All Valley. What the fuck, Daniel? Dude, aliens, there's nothing supernatural is going to be coming into this show. Let's be real. Daredevil's really good. Luke Cage pretty good. Iron Fist could have been better. Iron Fist was pretty weak. I like season 2 significantly more than season 1. But yeah. Matt Ryan didn't just do the voice in a sense. He did the motion capture and everything else. Oh, that's cool. Which is considered by most of them to be the best. Let's see. Had a fun lot of chatting. Omni-Man. Better compliment. Hey, Sue. Welcome. You're new. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We are actually wrapping up. I'm so sorry. Just for hindsight, assuming everything goes according to plan, next week we might actually be doing earlier, but generally every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when these things start, which, and I usually go for 2 hours. We're a little over right now, almost going on to 3 hours today, but we've had some good talks, good conversations so far, but yeah, come hang out anytime. Guys, that's it for this week. I'll see you all in the next video, in the Discord, or in the next stream. But I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the holiday if you're in the US, and if you're actually allotted that day off. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Wrong one. Wrong button. There's one.